The Georgia High School Association and WatchBCSports.com present round 2 of the state 4A playoffs, where Benedictine and Ola are set to take battle here in McDonough, Georgia tonight. Coming off a convincing win in round number 1, the Cadets have traveled here to the south side of Atlanta to take on the undefeated and first seed Ola Mustangs. This is Cadets football presented by Islands Ace Hardware. A very good evening to you as we come to you from Ola High School. Kevin Thomas, he's Christian Gokel. The temperatures are cool. The air is crisp. Not a cloud in the sky tonight for a second-round football game between the Mustangs of Ola and the Benedictine Cadets. Good to have you along here on Watch BC Sports. And, Christian, it's round 2 of the playoffs. And, again, just the way things fell for BC, if they're going to continue the playoffs, it's another trip to the Atlanta area. Either way it goes on the opposite side of the bracket for them tonight. If they win tonight, going to have to make another trip back up here, regardless of who wins the other matchup tonight. But first things first, you got to take on a team that's undefeated. A lot can be read into that if you do a deep dive one way or the other. But the fact is, it ain't easy to go 11-0, and that's what this team is in the Ola Mustangs.
Yeah, a little bit has been made about maybe the strength of schedule. I know we've heard about that a lot in the college football world, but regardless, I don't care what level of football you play. If you go 11-0, you're doing something right, and you've got a very good football team, and that's exactly what Benedictine is facing tonight in the Ola Mustangs, a team that had one loss, if you want to talk about what happened in the regular season, to Stockbridge, but that game was forfeited, and so now Ola coming into the postseason undefeated, start with a 37-0 to win over Flowery Branch to get the postseason going, and I believe their first playoff win in program history. So just it's been a magical season so far for the Mustangs, and BC is going to be up against that. Really, really good home crowd tonight here just outside of McDonough, and, a little bit of cold temperatures.
That's right. As we dive into the Barnes pregame show, Barnes Pit Cook Barbecue right there for you. Make your next tailgating plans, barnesrestaurant.com. And, Christian, this is new school being old school for Ola. And then what I mean by that is this is a team that wants to play defense. I think they're only giving up like 10 points a game, and largely it's because of how they play offense. They're going to run a new style look, but they're going to run the football and hold on to it. And tonight it's going to be a three-pronged attack by 3 sophomores, 2 running backs, and a quarterback, all sophomores, all named Caden.
Listen.
And so you'll like, wait a minute, how many guys do they have named Caden? A lot of them. Caden Way, Caden Hudson, the 2 running backs, and Caden Worley, the quarterback. All sophomores lead the offense here for Ola.
Yeah, and it's been just ground and pound, control the clock, don't turn the football over, play field position, and then play defense when you need to. And they've been able to do that to a really, really lethal degree is probably the best way to put it. And one of the top 5 scoring defenses in 4A. They don't make mistakes, and they don't let you score easily. And they keep the ball when they have it on offense, and it's just 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards, and then bust one, or 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards, eat 5 minutes off the clock. So it's going to be a challenge for BC's offense, I think, Kevin, tonight to keep moving the chains, stay on the field, and let the defense get a break when they are off the field.
And I think some of that is the best defense sometimes is a good offense. And you say, well, they're only giving up 10 points a game. I'm not saying they played the best offenses, but if you're only allowing maybe 4 possessions a half, you're not going to give up a lot of points by and large. So you and I were talking about this on the ride to the park today. Probably important for BC, play from ahead, and kind of get them out of what they are comfortable doing.
Yeah, you're going to need a more solid performance than you had from the offense last week, especially in the first half. The first half last week, you consistently gave the ball to your defense when they had their backs against the wall inside the 30, inside the 20, and the Benedictine defense was able time and time again to come up with stops. That's not going to be the case this time. Not saying BC's defense won't be able to get stops, but you can't rely on 6 turnovers again to win a football game. So you have to be consistent on offense. You have to pick up the first downs. You can't have the negative plays. You can't have the holding calls, which that's kind of out of your hands. But if you're an offensive lineman, just dominate. And if the guy's past you, let your guy go, even if you're not holding. Just go ahead and let it go. That's what I think's maybe gotten Benedictine a few times is they're blocking past when a guy is past them. But you got to stay ahead of the chains. You can't have the mental mistakes, can't have the penalties, and you can't have another slow start tonight because, like you said, I think it's the inverse. If Ola gets out to an early lead, I think a lot of pressure is going to be on that away sideline. Absolutely.
And, again, I think Omari Burse with the start again tonight, that's been kind of one of the things that Danny Britt has talked to you about is, hey, slow start. We got to change that. Some of that is on him. Some of that, I think, Christian falls to those guys on the offensive line, which I think have told us, hey, we're just a little frustrated that at times they haven't just dominated certain portions of the line of scrimmage consistently enough to take over a football game when they need to.
Yeah, and it's been early, and they've kind of settled in as the game's gone. You saw last week when they were really able to open up some things. Bubba Frazier had 3 touchdowns in the game, all the ground, and they kind of went to that wing tee look there when they needed to get it in a short yardage situation, but it took a while. Now, I will say this. Last week you started the game with a 65-yard touchdown run from Stanley Smart. That was blocked very well. They came back, again, on a holding call where everybody went back and watched the tape, and like, I don't see where that holding call necessarily was. So, but I think early and often, just establish your will. And if it's 6-7 yards at a time, you'll take that for the entire game. It doesn't have to be a game breaker every play. You just can't have these ones where it's 1 yard and your guys get hit and dropped. It has to be 4 or 5 yards at a time. Keep the offense in front of the chains. For Amari Burse, I think it's just playing within himself. I think last week maybe was looking for the big stuff to open up a little bit too much. Take the easy stuff, take what's given to you. And I think Southwest DeKalb did a really good job last week of taking away the short stuff and forcing BC to go to the second and third level. I'm curious to see what A.J. DePhillips has cooked up to try to open that up a little bit.
Yeah, certainly. And, again, you want to get off to a good start offensively and, again, challenge those guys up front to move guys off blocks, which, again, it seems like it's been a 2-step forward, 1 step back at times for the offense tonight. Is this one of those games, and you and I were talking about it, this feels like one of those games, it's cold, it's getting down and deep into playoffs.
Sure.
This might be one of those times where you say, all right, number 4, go dominate, and we'll figure out how to get you the football.
Yeah.
But you got to go be Bubba Frazier tonight.
And I think that's every game. I think every game starts with the game plan, get the ball to number 4, and then you kind of just spread out from there. And so you kind of see how they're defending him and who's open and who they're going to leave one-on-one. But I've kind of felt like that all week. Bubba Frazier has done the pack mule work these past few weeks where it's, dude, you're going to have to play some true running back. You're going to have to go play some corner. You're going to have to go block on the edge for some other people. And we'll find a way to get it to you with some direct snaps and stuff, but he's playing a lot of snaps. It's just not the 150, 160-yard games that we're used to seeing from him. I feel like there's one kind of brewing right now where he can bust a touchdown at 60, 70-yarder where he gets in the open field. They find him on a screen like they did against Buford, something like that. It's just he's too talented to be held up for this long. It's like a home run hitter who hasn't hit one in 8 or 9 games.
Yeah.
You're just like the pitcher who goes out there. You're like, oh, God, don't let it be me.
Right.
It feels like he's due.
Absolutely. Again, on the other side of the ball, Christian, defensively, we've really seen this team grow over the last couple of weeks. Obviously, last week we talked about how the steady progression of Wyatt Estabrook at the safety spot, a guy that was at the beginning of the season talked about as, hey, just hold your spot, right? And now I think he's contributing in a big way. But to me, last 2-3 ball games, biggest difference for this BC team is the guys up front are absolutely eating.
Yeah.
And when you sit back and say, we need Third Scroggins, we need Cam Cody to go and do their thing, I mean, they are absolutely dominating the other side of the line of scrimmage when it matters most.
So it's going to come down to 2 things for those guys, those front 4, specifically Third Scroggins and the Cam Cody is, and I'm not overly worried about it too much with them, but it's, you got to put effort over ego. It's not going to be big plays, big sacks, tackles in the backfield, stuff like that tonight. You just have to do your job, set the edge, fill up the gap that you're supposed to hit, and just control that line of scrimmage and don't let them take you back. Hold that line there, make them find a hole, and if there's not one there, wait for the linebackers to kind of rally to it. But the other side of it is effort. This is going to be 6-7 guys down the line of scrimmage for them time after time after time, just hitting you in the mouth, hitting you in the mouth, hitting you in the mouth. You have to have that consistent effort. What I think is cool for that front 4, though, is we've seen they've got 8 or 9 guys they feel comfortable playing, and that's going to be really big tonight. It's cold for us, but just being down on the field, seeing those dudes run around, I think they're pretty warm. I think that's going to be pretty comfortable for them tonight. But, I think it's going to be effort, and it's just going to be effort and just putting execution over ego. You can't make the big plays tonight if you're those guys. It's just not the kind of offense. And listen, Third Scroggins, Cam Cody, any play, they can make that play, but they have to do their job first and let the guys around them rally. The group that I'm really watching tonight are the back 4, that's secondary, because if they can stand up with just those 4 and let the other 7 stack the box time after time after time, it's going to be really hard to move the football against this defense.
We're kind of down towards kickoff here on the Barnes pregame show. BC and Ola getting ready for it. We're coming right back here on WatchBCSports.com.
Looking for authentic, traditional Southern cuisine for your next special event, reunion, wedding, or celebration in Savannah? For over 45 years, Barnes Restaurant is the most experienced, trusted caterer in all of Savannah. Groups 50 to 5,000. No event too big or small. Barnes does it all. Online at barnesrestaurant.com. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook. At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, cherry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com.
And then along came Walker Jones.
Mom and Dad drove a Chevy. They're Mom and Dad too. Generation to generation, Chevrolet is America's heritage brand. And the best place to buy your Chevy is Walker Jones Chevrolet. They'll treat you like good friends and neighbors should.
Hi, I'm Joe Drawdy. I'm the General Sales Manager at Walker Jones Chevrolet. We've got it all. Why shop anywhere else?
Chevy. Together, let's drive. Walker Jones Chevrolet. Memorial Drive in Waycross and online at walkerjoneschevy.com.
Welcome back here to Ola High School, getting ready for BC and Ola tonight. He's Christian Gocal. I'm Kevin Thomas here on the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. And you look at this Ola team, again, Christian, a lot of folks saying, what do we know about them? At school, it's only been around since the mid-2000s, 2005?
That wasn't.
Or is that correct?
Wasn't a very short time ago, Kevin. 2006.
I understand.
I know for you it feels like
relatively
yesterday.
In the state of Georgia, you've got, BC's been around for 100 years. So
yes.
You've got a little difference there. First ever playoff win for the program came last week against Flowery Branch there. So obviously BC's won state championships. They're looking to go to the semifinals for the fifth year in a row or better. Two contrasting programs, one that's trying to prove they're on the uptick. How do you battle some of that positive momentum early and say, hey, we believe in what we're doing. Let's go shut it down and kind of silence the momentum early.
Yeah, there's going to be energy early for sure, and you're going to see it on the Ola team. You're going to see it on the Ola sideline. You're going to see it in the stands. It's one of those seasons. You go undefeated. That's a super special season, and I know that this community is starting to fill up the stands right now. They're going to be passionate. They're going to be fired up. It's going to be loud. Physicality. That's the answer. You have to be physical. The quickest way to get a fan base to be quiet is for you just to go out there and execute. And I love the contrast that we have where Ola's been building, right? And they finally have gotten to the season now where they played unbelievable football. They won a region. They get to host playoffs until the semifinals is when there could be a coin flip. And they could even host that one if they were to make it all the way through there. They've done all this stuff. And then you look and you go, round two, here comes a two-time state champ, been to the semifinals, bookends on either side of that. So it's kind of the standard versus something that's being built right now. And I'm sure BC is on that sideline going let's just go ahead and show them in person what the standard kind of looks like.
That's right. And again, that is the contrast here. BC, not your typical 3 seed coming into this ball game. Again, you and I joked last week, when we stopped for the pregame meal, somebody said, well, what's the record? We're 5-4. Yeah. And you go, oh, well, no.
That's a different 5-4.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than what you think it is. Now 6-4, obviously 7-4, the goal tonight when it's all said and done.
Yeah, you just got to get to the party, man. And then it's a 5-game season. You got to get to the party. And BC's here. You're going to hit the road. It's going to look a little bit different than years past, but you're at the party. You're at the table. Now you get a chance to execute.
And again, we are counting it down here in the pregame. Did want to let you know it is going to be audio only here for the ball game tonight. That is due to NFHS and some other publications keeping us from doing that, but we'll have audio for the ball game coming up tonight. We'll step aside for the national anthem, coming right back here on the Barnes Restaurant pregame show.
Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Island's Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington, Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Island's Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware.
Looking for authentic, traditional Southern cuisine for your next special event, reunion, wedding, or celebration in Savannah? For over 45 years, Barnes Restaurant is the most experienced, trusted caterer in all of Savannah. Groups 50 to 5,000. No event too big or small. Barnes does it all. Online at barnesrestaurant.com. Walker Jones is your automotive superstore on Memorial Drive in Waycross. All the best brands: Chevy, Cadillac, GMC, Toyota, Nissan, and Honda, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, plus our pre-owned supercenter. And we're the home of the lifetime warranty. Come let us treat you like friends and good neighbors should.
Hey, I'm Mike Cuneo, General Manager at Walker Jones. We've got it all. Why shop anywhere else?
Online at walkerjones.com.
Walker Jones.
The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBCSports.
Have I prepared enough? There'll be unexpected turns. When things get tough, I need to stick to the game plan. No regrets. I'm ready. Are you? Get ready. Contact Abel's Iron-On Moore & Associates today and see why they are different. Because nobody ever wishes they'd saved less for retirement.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Get the headdress back on here.
There
We
you
are
go.
just done with the national anthem. As we come back here to Ola High School, I'm Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel here on the Barnes Restaurant pregame show as we get ready for the Mustangs and the Cadets coming up here tonight. And again, a cool night. Really the first, what I would say, cold night we've had doing football, and it hadn't been that cold, obviously, in Savannah for a lot of this. So really the first cold night. It was cool last week at Southwest DeKalb. I think it's a little tick colder this week here at Ola.
Yeah, I think BC might have bought a couple of sporting goods stores out of their hand warmers for the sideline. But again, I think for the guys, it's going to stink for the people who are standing around. But for the guys who are actually playing, I don't think it should be too much of a factor. And I think one positive, Kevin, is instead of it being 75 degrees all day and then dropping into the 40s, it pretty much stayed at 50. And now it's dipping into those mid to low 40s right now. Less condensation on the ball. I walked the field earlier. It was night and day. Last week at Southwest DeKalb, the field felt like it had been through a thunderstorm. This one, it's dry. It should be a fast track tonight, which is good for both teams.
Absolutely. And again, Ola wants to run the football. We talked about that, but doing it in a different way. They're going to be, out of the shotgun, not under center I formation, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They want to do some of that, but it's more of the, hey, we're going to spread you out, see where we can get you outnumbered and line up and run it out of that. Yeah.
And again, I think it's going to be an attitude tonight. They want to hit BC in the mouth. I mean, this is such a big moment for them. Second round of the playoffs, coming off of a 37-0 win. And it's the target you put on the back when you win, as much as Benedictine's done throughout their history, but more specifically over the last 4 years. These kids go back and look at Max Preps, and a lot of them have been in high school while BC has been winning state championships. So they're looking and they're saying, all right, this is our chance to show the state of Georgia and beyond who we are. They're going to want to come out with some effort. I think BC, you got to come out with that same kind of mindset. Like, it's cool that you want to do that, but we are that. Yeah. And again, kind of a just you won't be able to see it because we'll have to go audio for the game, but Ola, kind of a South Florida Bulls look. They got the gold pants with the green jerseys and a white helmet. Paint the picture for us, Kevin.
With the white helmet, and if you're familiar with that new look Denver Bronco, it's like, or the Western Michigan kind of Bronco, they have that on the helmet. And BC wearing all white tonight with the maroon helmets. Yeah, I think it's a good look for both of these schools. And again, it's 2 programs that do the little stuff very well, and that has kind of shown out on the football field. It's interesting, Kevin. This is our 3rd trip to Atlanta this year, and it's just starting to feel like It's
another Friday for those kids. They get on the bus, they do their thing, they do the walkthrough in the parking lot of a restaurant, and they hit the field about 5 o'clock, get ready to go win a game.
And it's amazing to me, Christian, like the attitude. It's just program wide. It's like the first leg of the trip, a little light. Get back on the bus. Second leg of the trip, still pretty light. You finish the pregame meal and the walkthrough, and it is pin drop silence until you get in the parking lot of the school, and it's like they're ready to go. And I think even Coach Britt told the team before we left, he said, hey, let's remember what we're doing.
Lock it in.
It's a business trip. We're going to go win a football game, and that's what we're going to go do.
Yeah, and again, these players for BC have done this time and time again. This is a situation that they're very familiar with. What I think is interesting is this year's a little bit different. You're not playing in Savannah for a large portion of this. Usually you could kind of rely on the first couple rounds being in Savannah, and then you start looking at coin flips potentially, and they've had some seasons where they've been very fortunate where the first time they had to hit the road was for the state championship.
Right.
So it's just one of those years where you got lucky over and over and over again. Now this year you got to be road warriors, potentially playing Atlanta 5 times.
Christian, you had a chance to speak with Coach Britt down on the field a little bit ago about tonight's ball game and getting ready for a second-round matchup with Ola. And here's what Coach Britt had to say.
All right, Coach, second round, a little bit cooler tonight. Does that affect anything?
I don't think so. It's nice. It feels pretty good out here, actually. There's no wind, so I don't think that's going to really affect anything. Should be a nice night for football.
Physical football team that really likes to run the ball, and we know this is just such a big, passionate game for them and their fan base. How do you come out early and try to establish something?
Yeah, I think, first of all, we just have to come out and not only match the physicality, beat the physicality, and that's what we wanted to do. Sunday, that's what I said to the coaches. We want to be physical. That's how we can win this football game.
How does the defense one-up a 6-interception game?
I don't know. A 6-interception game and a 5-sack game. How about that?
There you go. What's the one thing this team's going to have to do to advance to the third round?
Be extremely physical, be more physical than them for 4 quarters, and come out and both, dominate at the line of scrimmage.
Thanks, Coach.
And Christian, Coach Britt, as always, when you talk to him about these football games, I think the one thing that always strikes me about Coach is on game day, he's dialed in. He's definitely kind of got a different, he's a coach, but he's definitely got a different, after the game, completely different. But he is locked in and always has that confidence of, if we come out and do what we're supposed to do, I think we're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, he just hammered physicality, and then we got to be physical. But, Kevin, what I thought was interesting is I didn't get a chance to ask Coach about it because that was before they actually got out there and started slinging it around a little bit. Don't know that he'll play tonight, but number 10, Stephen Cannon, dressed tonight and was throwing with the quarterback. So Amari Burst still scheduled to get the start, but just something to watch potentially for tonight and going into the future. Starting quarterback who was injured back in week 7 against Ware County.
Yeah.
Back in shoulder pads and a helmet for your cadets.
Yeah, it was good to see him out there pregame. Again, don't know if we'll see him tonight as well, but again, is dressed out, and I guess at some point, given the situation, maybe can come out and give you a little bit. We'll have to wait and see how the game progresses. We're counting it down to kickoff. Again, going to be audio only tonight here in this second round game against Ola. So Christian and I will be back, and we'll bring you the play-by-play story here from Ola High School. This has been the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. Check out Barnes Restaurant for all of your tailgating needs. Get it one ready to go for what we hope will be a third-round trip coming up next week. Get that catering in right now with Barnes Restaurant, some good pit-cooked barbecue. We're coming right back with the kickoff here on Watch BC Sports.
Looking for authentic, traditional Southern cuisine for your next special event, reunion, wedding, or celebration in Savannah? For over 45 years, Barnes Restaurant is the most experienced, trusted caterer in all of Savannah. Rooms 50 to 5,000. No event too big or small. Barnes does it all. Online at barnesrestaurant.com. The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBC Sports.
The Georgia High School Association and WatchBCSports.com present round 2 of the state 4A playoffs, where Benedictine and Ola are set to take battle here in McDonough, Georgia tonight. Coming off a convincing win in round number 1, the Cadets have traveled here to the south side of Atlanta to take on the undefeated and first seed Ola Mustangs. This is Cadets football presented by Islands Ace Hardware.
Number 3.
Welcome back here to Ola High School as we get ready for a second round matchup between the Mustangs and the Cadets. Cadet captains out there on the field. And again, it's going to be the same throughout the playoffs. You got the Scroggins brothers, Ralph Scroggins and Third Scroggins out there along with John Lilly for the coin toss tonight. Again, Cadets in the white tops, maroon pants with the maroon helmets. White pants and the green shirts for Ola with the white helmets, that Mustang on the side of the helmet. An artificial turf surface tonight with the gold in the end zones and the gold O out there at midfield as they work through the coin flip. And we'll see what happens here for BC if they win it, if they elect to take the ball first, or if they end up on the defensive side of things. Looks like Ola's going to win the toss and they're going to defer. So BC's going to get this football first here to start off the ball game. And again, so they will see Amari Burse and company out there to start this football game, and they will work right to left across your radio dial when we get this thing going.
Yeah, I think BC might like that. I just come out here, get a chance to get Amari Burse and that offense going. We saw last week, first time that BC touched the football, they ran for a touchdown, so hopefully get that same kind of thing going this week.
Handshakes all around for the captains. They all run back to their respective corners of the end zone. The locker rooms down in the same end zone to the right side. The high school to our right. I'm assuming that's like a middle school to our left in the other end zone, Christian, and the football field sitting in the middle of it, kind of the athletic complex. You got the baseball, softball fields right behind us here with the tennis courts, and then a beautiful football facility here for Ola High School in McDonough. Here come the Cadets on the far side. And again, a good crowd has made their way to McDonough here for Benedictine. And we appreciate everybody dialing us up here on Watch BC Sports for the ball game tonight. Christian and I excited to bring this one to you as the Mustangs run out on the field. And again, the Mustangs, white pants, green tops, and the white helmets. And Benedictine with the white jerseys, maroon letters, and maroon pants, maroon helmets tonight. And Christian, again, chance to set the tone early with your offense. If you can put together a quality drive here right out the chute.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the offensive game plan looks like tonight for the Cadets, because last week, very clunky. It kind of reminded me, Kevin, like from the collegiate level, that Georgia-Texas game where eventually the defense for BC just started handing the offense chances to score. Like, here,
right.
We know you're not driving tonight. We'll give you 10 yards. Just get it in the end zone. Hopefully tonight, some more sustained success for the Cadets.
And you've got Bubba Frazier and Aaron Mallard back deep for Benedictine. In that right end zone, we got some green smoke covering the field as the Mustangs ran out to that. And this is what you like to see, Christian, in high school. The kicker wearing number 30, looking like he plays some linebacker. Carter Spence.
They said safety. What are you talking about, safety? I'm a gunner and a kicker.
So he will tee it up right in the middle of the field from the 40-yard line. And they'll check with the head official down in the far end zone. We're ready to go. Spence going to step it off. And again, you see more starters on that special teams unit. Spent a lot of time on kick return again, both on the tackling side and the return side.
Yeah.
Christian. So here's Spence. He's going to drive one right down the middle, and it's going to go into the end zone. I think Bubba had maybe a foot in, and it'll come out to the 20. So 1st and 10 here for the Cadets from their own 20 to get things started. Again, a green haze over this side of the field as that smoke's just kind of lingering where they ran out the tunnel, if you will.
Probably a sigh of relief there from the coaching staff for Olo and Bubba Frazier's right pinky toe stayed in the end zone right there, because that's just not a guy you want to give a head start to.
Cadets are going to come out with 2 backs, Stanley Smart, Bubba Frazier behind Amari Burse in a shotgun, and 3 receivers in the formation. So looking to spread out the Mustangs here early, who come out in a 4-3. with just one high safety out there. They'll put Bubba in motion. Here's the snap. The give is to Stanley. He'll cut it inside and plow ahead and get really nothing. They'll stack him up right there at the 20. They'll give him maybe a half a yard on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, and early there, Kevin, you see they're just going to load the box and force BC to try to throw the football.
Trips will come here to the near side for the Cadets. One receiver up top. They'll motion out Frazier in the backfield. Here's a little flare route and threw it out in front of Bubba and incomplete. That time just led him a little too much, and it'll be 3rd and 9. And, again, not how you draw it up right out of the gate.
Yeah, just, again, this has been consistent these past few weeks where the first drive or two kind of takes some getting used to out on the field for the team, and this one's been just about as clunky as all the other ones.
So you like to move the chains a little bit, even if you have to punt the football. So here's a big 3rd down and 9 already for BC. They'll bunch Trips to the right, one receiver here to the near side. Here's the snap. Omari's got a blitz in his face. They throw underneath screen. It was read beautifully, and that gets nothing. It was just a little underneath screen, and there were 6 Mustangs waiting on him to take that little dump. And the offense, 3 plays, 6 inches, and they're going to have to punt the football.
Yeah, if you're going to run a tunnel screen, you have to get to the second level. And that time, BC was not able to get to either of the inside linebackers, and they're both of the ones who made the hit right there. So, again, it's not just the quarterback. No one really executing well that first drive.
So it'll be Jacoby Parker, another sophomore, back deep. And Connor's going to hang one up. Ferguson's going to let it hit and pick it up at the 28. And coming here to the near side and breaking tackles. And third Scroggins finally going to be the man that hits him at the 43. But it looked like he was going to let that thing hit and then ended up with a 15-yard return out of it.
Yeah, I think he just called Peter, got his guys out of the way, and then the ball ran right to him, so he took it. Never a fair catch or signal for a fair catch, just one of those things where BC kind of slowed down when they saw the hand motion.
So here comes the Mustangs offense. It's going to be Caden Worley, the quarterback, and a couple of Cadens to keep your eye on. I think both went over 100 yards rushing last week against Flowery Branch. And it will be Caden Way, the other sophomore. Offset to him, Trips up top, one here to the near side. But again, Christian, you're scouting, it's 70% run here for Ola. So a lot of onus here on that linebacking group behind the front line as well. And here's the snap. They'll give it, and they'll come here to the near side. Way makes a man miss in the hole, and he'll have the first down into BC territory at the 43. Just a little power off tackle to the right that time, Christian.
Yeah, BC had the initial stop there, but he was just patient, and BC eventually lost the edge right there. He's able to pick up a big first down.
So a gain of about 13 on first down. As again, they'll spread you out to want to run it. Way is the running back next to Worley here. Trips up top here from the near hash. Here's the snap. And the quarterback going to keep it, try to drop back to pass. Nobody there and just throws it out of bounds. Was outside the pocket. Had pressure from Paul Thompson and third Scroggins that time. Going to be incomplete and to bring up second down.
Yeah, they were trying to get BC being aggressive right there. They ran a little quarterback keeper, and the quarterback made to look like he was going to run and then pulled up the throw. But that was a good job by Zach Maxwell staying there in coverage. Quarterback just kind of forced to spike it out of bounds.
So second down and 10 for the Mustangs. Here their first drive of the ball game. 10:04 to go here in the first quarter. And here's the snap. They'll give it to Way off the left side. He breaks through second level. Third Scroggins. And who is that? Makai Williams going to bring him down, but not before he gets 8 on first down to the BC 35.
Yeah, just a buck sweep right there, and he sticks his foot in the ground and takes it between the tackle and the guard, and that's just a really good job of hitting the hole really hard.
Trips up top. One receiver here to the near side on third and short. They need 2. They'll give it to Way
Same
again
play.
off the left side. Tries to turn the corner and does have the first down. Isaiah Jones going to make the tackle at the 31. But move the chains here for Ola. And again, just running the football.
Yeah, and it's just right off tackle. It's patient by the running back, letting their linemen seal that edge and just taking it. It's power football, and BC is going to have to find a way to get their feet planted in the dirt and not let them get pushed back.
Not a lot of different formations so far for Ola. Just trips to one side, one receiver near side, and they'll run out of it. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Way coming near side. There's Larson Little, and he breaks out of the hold of Larson Little and drives ahead for about 3 or 4 more yards. So second effort before Mekhi Williams comes to finish it off, and it'll be second down at about 6.
Yeah, Larson that time, they ran the same play, 4 plays in a row, but just switched sides. Larson shot the gap that time, got the hit, but just running back overpowered him a little bit, able to pick up 4 or 5 yards.
So Caden Way, so far, the offense for Ola. And Caden Worley now going to put Way to his right. BC stays with the 4 down lineman. Here's the snap. They'll play action, look to come up the right side. The ball is tipped and incomplete. If it hangs up in the air a little bit more, I think maybe, who was that? Larson Little back there might have had a chance to get it, but incomplete will bring up 3rd down and about 5.
Yeah, good job by the pass rush that time, realizing they weren't going to get there, just getting their hands in the air. I think Zach Maxwell was in good coverage right there, but again, aggressive with the run game, and then they go big play action. Big 3rd down right here, though, for the Cadets.
Yeah, big 3rd down here early. You got Way to the right of Caden Worley. BC going to play a little tighter press coverage. Here's the give off the left side. BC is there to close it down, but second effort, do they turn him back? They will. He'll be short by about 2 yards at the 22, and that was not Way running the football. That was Caden Hudson, the other Caden. So they got 3 of them here, and that'll be 4th down. And let's see where they actually mark it here. They're going to drop the football at the 23-yard line, so he needs 2. I think they're going to go for this.
Yeah, I mean, they've been able to pick up the run about 5 yards a clip right now. So
4th down and 2, Christian.
Don't need the analytics to tell you what to do here.
Yeah, number 5 is probably going to get it. Trying to draw BC off. And they'll check back to the sideline and call timeout. So saw something they didn't like, or either might come out and decide for a field goal. 7:43 to go. We'll see what they do after this timeout. 0-0 your score here on WatchBCSports.com.
Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Island's Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Island's Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back here to Ola High School. No score here early on, Christian. 7:43 and a big 4th down and 2. Ola, judging by the kickoff, should be in field goal range here if they elect to do so. Let's see what they try to do.
Yeah, and if you're picking the run up about 5 yards a clip, I'd go for it too. But just for a reminder, those at home, we are not able to video broadcast this game due to the GHSA and the NFHS, the deal that they have. So this is an audio-only stream this week. It's out of our hands, but we appreciate everyone who is here listening along and supporting the Cadets.
And they're going to go jumbo here. Offensive lineman. This is single wing football. Here's the snap. They come to the right side and dives ahead. I don't think he got it.
He had to make the 20, and he did not.
I think he had to make the 21. He's going to be close. But that was just single wing football, power to the right.
I think they're going to give it to him.
And if he got it, it'd be by the nose of the football. They're looking real hard here. If you're looking that long, why don't you just bring the chains over? There we go.
It's closer. We'll bring out the chain.
And that time it was, I think, Jacoby Parker they hiked it right to him, and he ran behind some big blockers. They brought in the defensive tackle to lead the way. And
yeah, but it was a really good job. I think that might have been Larson Little just coming in there, submarining, taking out his legs.
Best guess here, Christian, what do you think? He had to get the 21. From here, we're at just such a bad angle.
I think it's a little bit past the 21, and he's right on it. I think he might get it by the nose of the football.
They're going to stretch the chains here on the near side. Oh, he didn't get it. Or did he?
I think that's a postcard. This is like that Michigan-South Carolina Outback Bowl.
They're going to give it to him.
They're just going to give it to him.
Danny Britt is fired up. He is way out there.
If that had been on the BC sideline, that would have been a 4th down stop. But they had the entire Ola team surrounding them right there, and they weren't going to not give it to him.
Yeah, I think he's going to give them a piece of his mind on the way back to the sideline. I think he thought he had him stopped. And he said you weren't going to signal 1st down, and then everybody on the near sideline talked you into it.
Yes.
It's kind of what he seemed like. So 7:37 to go here in the first quarter.
That's the advantage of having home field advantage right there.
So back to the shotgun. You got Caden Way offset, and they'll give it to him. He tries to work to the left side, cut back inside. BC's pursuit doesn't get there. Mekhi Williams tries to track him down, still breaking free, and finally wrapped up off the left side. And very close to another 1st down, a gain of 9. And Christian, that's one of those you go look at the tape, and that drives Galen Houston and them nuts because it's like no reason that should have gone for more than about a yard.
Well, on one hand, it's just a great job by the running back staying patient, but that's 5 missed tackles from the Cadet. That's just bad right now from the defense. You had them dead to rights at the line of scrimmage, and you missed 4 tackles.
Worley out of a shotgun. They'll motion the receiver across the formation. A little inside give. Coming back inside and still driving the pile. Brought down at about the 8. And that'll be a first down on the carry. Be first and goal here for Ola.
They're going to have to earn it all here, though, Kevin. About 9.5 yards to go to get in the end zone.
So first and goal here for Ola. And again,
half the quarter gone.
Yeah, Worley runs all the way to the sideline to get the play. And now they'll come out. He's got Wade to his left. Wade kind of a big running back for a sophomore. Twin receivers here to the near side. They'll take the snap. They'll give it to Wade straight ahead. Get behind those blockers, driving ahead towards a 3-2-1. Did he get in? They're going to mark him short here on the near side, although the official's running in the end zone. And they're going to say it's fourth and goal from the 1-inch line. Or excuse me, second and goal from the 1-inch line. I apologize.
Yeah, that was just power football. They pulled the big tackle and ran right behind him, and he just bulldozed his way through the Cadets defense right there. I mean, BC is getting manhandled right now.
And just patient running. Again, just let those guys run downfield and stay behind them. And again, same play they had on the 4th down. They're just going to direct snap it and into the end zone. Goes number 2. That's going to be Macklin Sanders. And that'll be a touchdown for Ola. 5:28 to go here in the quarter. And the Mustangs lead it 6-0.
Again, just physical. You get the ball at about the 40-yard line, don't complete a pass, and just bully BC all the way down the field.
I was going to say the 2 times they tried to pass, abject disaster, as BC had it read out and one was tipped. Looks like they're going to swinging gate. They go for 2, and they're going to bring the kicker back over. So this will be Spence for the point after. So BC down early. And here's the kick. It's up, and it is good. 7-0 BC trails. We're coming right back here on WatchBCSports.com.
Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Island's Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Island's Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back here to Ola High School. And again, Ola took the football and just crammed it right down their throat, Christian.
Yeah, I mean, that's just big boy physical power football. There's nothing fancy about it. Pulling backside guard tackle and just letting them lead. BC going to have to go back, watch those iPads and look, because right now they're going 4 down linemen and just trying to roll a linebacker over the top. That's just a numbers game that you're not winning right now.
So it'll be Spence to kick it off again, and now the onus on the Cadets, who got 6 inches of offense their first possession.
Yes, and while Ola took half the quarter off the clock right there, BC took about 20 seconds on their opening drive. You've got to get some time for that defense to rest up and recoup.
So here is Spence as he trots slowly forward. He'll drive it right down the middle of the field, and that's going to get into the end zone. So a battle of pretty good kickers here tonight. So BC 1st and 10 from their own 20, and now if you're AJ DePhillips, what's going to get Amari Burst in some kind of rhythm here in this offense?
You're going to have to loosen up the defense a little bit, because right now they're just dropping 7, 8 guys in the box and daring you to try to throw the football.
Cadets come out. They're going to have Bubba Frazier in kind of the Wildcat formation. Everybody in tight. He'll give it to Josh Washington around the right side. Josh hits a corner turn. He's got 8, 9, 10 and shoved out of bounds across the 30. They're going to say he stepped out at the 35-yard line. So a gain of 15 on first down. And that time, I think, kind of deked a lot of folks who thought maybe it was just going to be a straight run.
Yeah, and just a super, super fast athlete and a good job just finding a way to get him the football. Went for over 150 yards through the air against New Hampstead a few weeks back.
Here's the snap and the give inside. This is going to be Stanley Smart off the right side, plows ahead across the 40, and he'll get just across the 40, give him 5 on first down, and now kind of more on schedule here this drive.
Well, here comes the chess matches. BC now kind of going formations. It's still run plays, but you're giving them some eye candy with some motions. You're putting 3 wide receivers out to one side, running back the other way. They're not just going to bang their head against a wall over and over again. You're going to have to find a way to find some open spots.
I think we got a Ola player with a cramp, and he's going to have a seat on the turf out there at the 40-yard line. So, Christian, again, a little better start to the drive this time.
Yeah, and if anything, Kevin, you've picked up a first down. You've given your defense a couple more minutes to rest up on the sideline. And with Connor Ferguson as your punter, you've really played the field position game here well. You got to feel like from here he could pin him inside the 20 if need be.
So the player walking off under his own power, that'll be number 33, Joseph Martin, a senior defensive end. And again, as you said, the fun part of football, the chess match here of how can we outmaneuver you here on this drive.
Let's give a round of applause, everybody.
We've talked about it time and time again. BC's offense just sluggish starters, but once they kind of find their way, they can put up some points in a hurry. And they've got 4 or 5 guys on offense they feel like can score every time they touch the football.
So they're going to come out and show wing T again. Stanley Smart at the tail of that wing T. Only one receiver in the formation. Burst goes under center. They'll give it to Bubba Frazier around the right side. Bubba turns the corner. He'll have the first down across the 45 to the 46. That should be enough.
We might have gotten a late hit
for the BC brothers moving the chains. First down.
Flag came in late on the BC sideline. Oh, it's either a sideline warning, late hit.
Haven't seen an indication either way. Usually you'd see the cadets pointing, saying maybe he's talking to Danny Britt, so or at least it seems like it. So
was that a good conversation or a bad conversation? Yeah, I think they're going to mark it off.
Yep. So, yeah, late hit out of bounds against Ola. So BC going to get a lot of extra yards here. Going to put it all the way into Mustang territory at the Mustang 42. So drive continues. Move the chains. BC brothers moving. They'll move the chains for you one more time. Right back to that wing T flex bone look. They'll put Jack Ganem in motion, run the toss sweep to him. Jack's going to try to cut inside and still makes the man miss. And some hard running is going to get Jack about 6-7 yards on first down off that left side, bring up second and short.
Yeah, I got to tell Jack to hold on to that ball with 2 hands until you break into the open field, kind of holding like a loaf of bread right there. But good job. He had a free rusher, and he made a miss, able to pick up 5-6 yards on that toss sweep.
And that's going to bring in John Lilly at tight end here for this second down. We'll call it 5. Here's the give straight ahead. Stanley Smart. He'll plow right into the middle of that line. And he'll be very short of a first down. Give him about 4 on there. It'll be third and about half a yard.
Yeah, but I like the push right there from the offensive line. They just picked up Ola and moved him back about 3-4 yards.
And BC's going quick here. They'll get Burst under center. Tail of the eye is Smart. They'll give it to Stanley again. Did he drop the football? I think he did. And Ola picks it up and recovers the football.
Yeah, bad exchange. I don't think he was going to get it there anyway. BC goes hurry up and just runs the same play to the other side, and Stanley Smart puts the football on the ground, and that ends a very promising drive right there for the Cadets.
And now the onus on this defense, not to fall behind 14-0 to a team that's going to run the football.
Yeah, you're curious what the adjustments are.
And that time, again, kind of an unforced error.
And the real concern right now defensively, Kevin, is they're beating you off tackle. If you overcompensate for that, they can gut you up the middle very easily.
So Ola, 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line after the fumble recovery. They'll put a man in motion right to left, and they'll fumble the football themselves, and the quarterback falls back down on it, Worley. And, boy, you had a BC defender there, just couldn't get to it quick enough.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of some tight moments right here from both of these offenses. It's a big-time playoff game against two really good football teams. Understandable to have some nerves.
That'll put Ola behind the chains. It'll be second, call it 13 from the 31. And so now you kind of got Ola into something that they're not necessarily comfortable doing.
Yeah, just keep everything in front.
Motion to man right to left, and now the give back inside.
So good.
And holding on for dear life and dragging across the 40 to the 41 goes Way, and third Scroggins. Colby Brennan there to finally bring him down, but it's going to go from second to long to third and two, third and three here.
Yeah, and again, big number 57. He kind of moves around, but that time playing left guard, they just pull him and run behind him, and he is taking cadets and driving them back 7-8 yards at a time.
Yeah, first contact is not getting it done here for BC. Same exact play formation. They'll give it to Way again. He'll go straight ahead and going to be short. The far side official now runs back in at the 43-yard line. And I think at this stage of the ball game, Ola might want to punt the football just in case, but it is fourth and very short.
The way you're running that football, they just need a yard.
The offense says they want it.
Yeah, jumbo package.
Yeah, jumbo package. I think you know exactly what's going to happen here. They're going to quick snap it.
It looks like a muddle huddle.
To number 2, Macklin Sanders. And my guess is they're going to run to the right. And BC kind of overloads that way. Here's a snap. He comes that way. He'll have the first down, breaks through, and nobody's going to touch him. He's going to run 56 yards for a touchdown right down the middle of the field. And you sold out to go to the right, and as you said, Christian, they came right back in the middle, and nobody touched him once he broke through.
That's the danger, man. You're overcommitting one way, and you miss one tackle, and they're going to take it to the house. BC in the danger zone early here in this first quarter.
Yeah, down 13-0, a minute 36 to go on the clock. And kind of worst case scenario for the Cadets here right now. As you got off to a slow start, you had a drive going, fumbled it. And now again, they can't beat you through the air, and they're just tearing you up on the run.
And it's kind of the opposite of last week where the goal was just don't give up anything big. BC, again, just kind of lost patience right there. Nobody stayed disciplined on their gaps, and you give up a big touchdown run.
The point after is up and good. It's 14-0. We'll step aside. We're coming right back here on WatchBCSports.com.
Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back to Ola High School. Cadets in a 2-touchdown hole, going to have to claw their way out one bite at a time here, Christian, as again, a team that runs the football has lined up and smacked them in the mouth.
Yeah, this is where games can kind of teeter on an edge. You have a 14-point deficit right now. You can't get outside of yourself. You just have to treat this like it's any other drive. Go down there, try to put points on the board. If you try to get outside yourself, start trying to throw the football around all over the place, turn the football over again, that's where things can just start to cascade, and you just got to keep the main thing here, especially on this next drive.
So Spence to kick it off for Ola from left to right. And he will drive it into the end zone, and 1st and 10 from the 20. Haven't seen that too much here in 2024, for BC, where it's just go ahead and put it on the 20 every time. But so far, that's what Ola's been able to do. And again, you got 80 yards of turf in front of you.
And again, you were moving the football on the last drive. Just got to hold on to it.
So here is Burst. They'll come out of the wing tee. They'll put Frazier in motion, counter back inside with Stanley Smart. and he'll have 8 yards on first down out to the 28. And again, you fumble the football, go right back to him.
I love that. Yeah, just the guy who's been a really, really good running back for you just took a really hard hit right at the exchange on the last one. It looks like we got a Mustang down. But I love going right back to Stanley right there, just showing that you have confidence in him. He's been your running back one all year.
And you hope this is just a cramp. Can't see who that is. But again, I think that's the one thing where if you're Danny Britt, kind of much like last week, even though Southwest DeKalb didn't score, like, hey, we're doing this to ourselves. Come on and put it together and we're going to be okay. And I think you can see that the offense has got some confidence going right now defensively. I think it's just up to Galen House and, hey, what adjustments do we make so that we're just not getting gashed for 7 yards at a clip?
Yeah, I think it's just going to – honestly, it's going to come down to effort. You've got to look at Third Scroggins and Cam Cody and say, guys, 57 is just bulldozing you off the ball. Y'all are supposed to be big-time Division I football players. You got to start playing like it because they're not smaller than that at the next level.
So trips here to the near side off the far hash. One receiver up top. They'll put Ganem in motion right to left. Here's Bursch. He'll throw it in the flat, caught and dropped, but it'll be a first down. BC Brothers moving the chains. We'll put it out at the 45. Trying to see who that was on the far side that caught it. Was that Bubba? It was Bubba Frazier with the first down catch.
Yeah, just a quick little stop route there, and that had some zip on it from Amari.
BC goes hurry up. They'll give end around. Jack Ganem coming here to the near side. Jack cuts back, and across the 40 he goes. Just by the nose of the football, give him 5 on first down. And again, BC starting to get it in chunks running the football.
Yeah, just keep it in front of you. They're doing a really good job, Ola is, of shooting outside. Jack is doing a better job of finding the hole inside, putting his foot in the ground and picking up some yards.
Trips up top for the formation for BC here on 2nd and 5. Amari's going to check the protection and now check back here to the near side for the play. You got one receiver kind of ISO'd up here on the near sideline is Josh Washington.
And they're playing straight man coverage.
Here's the snap. Amari, straight drop, looking all kinds of time, winds it up the right side, looking for a man, and it is, did he catch it? No, flag comes out. Yep. He was looking for a Ron Mallard, but they're going to say he had 2 men running in step with him. They're going to say he got interfered with, so BC's going to get some yardage here and a first down. BC Brothers moving the chains, first down.
Yeah, that was a great throw, too. It didn't look like Iran had anything open right there, but his defenders had their backs turned to the end zone, and Iran was running wide open towards the end zone. So Amari put it up there, and Iran almost ran under it, but he got interfered with, so BC is going to pick up some yardage here.
That puts the ball all the way into Ola territory at their 40, just outside the 45-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Cadets there. 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Stanley Smart off the right side. Makes a man miss. 40, 35, and still on his feet. 30 before he's shoved out of bounds. And they're going to say he stepped out way back at the 34-yard line. It'll still be enough for a BC first down. That'll do it. For the first quarter, we're coming right back here to Ola High School. 14-0 our score on WatchBCSports.com.
At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, cherry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com. Looking for authentic, traditional Southern cuisine for your next special event, reunion, wedding, or celebration in Savannah? For over 45 years, Barnes Restaurant is the most experienced, trusted caterer in all of Savannah. Rooms 50 to 5,000. No event too big or small. Barnes does it all. Online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Welcome back here to Ola High School. As we go to the second quarter, Cadets trying to put together something here to get some points on the board. Christian Gokel, and they've got it 1st and 10 from the Ola 34-yard line.
Yeah, really attacking the edge right now and able to get out there. That was a really nice job by Stanley. And then John Lilly, the tight end, got a key block, and Stanley able to finish it with a little bit of a stiff arm there to pick up a first down. He was fired up at the end of that run.
And they'll come back out. They'll do twin running backs. They've got Bubba and Stanley Smart back there with Amari Burst. Twin receivers up top. One receiver here to the short side is, I believe, Ron Mallard. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Bubba here near front side. He's got a wall set up, turns the corner and shoved out of bounds inside the 30, or right at the 30. So give him about 5 on first down. It'll bring up second down.
Yeah, I like running that buck sweep to the short side. Everybody thinks you're going wide side of the field, but you just kind of seal everything off and able to pick up a good pickup on first down, even though they've now backed it up 2 yards.
So second down, we'll call it 6. And now what do we have? Somebody moved. A false start on BC.
I think it might have been Josh Washington.
I thought the last play, honestly, that Stanley Smart left a little early. So that'll back up BC behind the sticks. It'll be 2nd and 11.
It looked like Josh and Bubba Frazier were confused about who was supposed to go in motion. Bubba Frazier goes in motion, but Josh started to as well, and that's where you get the false start.
Trips up top for the Cadets. Frazier in the slot here to the short side of the field, and they'll motion Bubba, give him quads up top. Here's the snap, and to give to Stanley Smart, stays on his feet, cuts back inside, but the Mustangs swarm, and I don't think Stanley's going to get anything. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11.
So here's a predicament BC's kind of in right now is they know you want to run the football, and when you go single back, they know you want to hand it off because BC's now to their second quarterback. So Amari's not going to get a ton of designed run plays called for him because the bench gets really short after him, and you have to protect him. So it's tough that they know it's basically 11 versus 10 when you're playing without a quarterback that can run.
5 wides in the formation. Here's the snap to Amari. Looking, they'll throw a screen underneath. It's caught. This is going to be Josh Washington. A screen up the left side. He's got the first down and more inside the 15 to the 14, and a big gain on 3rd down. Move the chains. BC Brothers moving. We'll move those chains once again. It'll be 1st and 10.
Yeah, more eye candy. It looks like Bubba Frazier was going to get a screen to the right, and they come back underneath to Josh Washington on the left. Better job by the offensive line that time, releasing downfield and picking up some big blocks to allow that first down, and a good job by Josh breaking the tackle from the inside linebacker.
You got Amari Burst wide out here to the right. They're going to snap it to Bubba. Just give it to him straight ahead. Bubba goes straight ahead inside the 10 and spins down to the 8-yard line. So a good gain on first down. It'll be 2nd and intermediate here as they power towards the end zone.
You got to feel like you got to get the football into the end zone right here. 14-3 just doesn't have the same kind of ring to it as 14-7 right now.
I think 14-7, you kind of settle down and say, just go play defense, fellas. Right. Burst back at quarterback. They'll motion Ganem across the formation. Counter back with Stanley Smart inside. 3-2-1. Touchdown. Stanley Smart. And Cadets are on the board. It's 14-6. 10:09 to go. And what a drive there by the Cadets.
What an answer. And you saw it building on the drive before, but you had the fumble. But that time BC left, right, up the middle, outside, inside, just keeping Ola on their heels right there. Just what an answer from BC right there.
Connor Ferguson for the point after out of the hold of Robert Leonard to bring this back within a touchdown. The snap hold is good, and Connor drives it right through there, 14-7. Our score, we're coming right back. Just underway in the second quarter. You're on Watch BC Sports.
Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Island's Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Island's Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
This is Cadets football built by Island's Ace Hardware, and the Cadets built a pretty nice drive there and put it in the end zone and got it back within a score.
Yeah, it felt like a had-to-have-it kind of a drive right there. And A.J. DeFilip's got his bag on a couple of those plays and pulled out some really, really fun stuff right there. What an answer there from the Cadets. Now, defensively, you have to come out and answer physically because right now you are getting bulldozed up and down the field.
So here's Connor Ferguson to kick it away. And a much-needed answer. Now a much-needed defensive stand of some kind for the Cadets. And Connor Ferguson up the left hash, and it's way in the back of the end zone, almost out of the back of the end zone. And so Ola will start 1st and 10 from the 20. I feel like in this game, just put it on the 20 and let's get rolling.
Yeah, and I'm curious Kevin, to see if they start matching up on the line, because 57 right now is a problem for the Cadets because he's pushing them around. I wondered if you just take Cam Cody and line him up over his nose.
Right now they've got Cam and Paul Thompson and third Scroggins out there.
Yeah, that was a good long drive from the offense. They had plenty of time to sit over there under the tent, catch their breath.
So here come the Mustangs. Twins here to the near side as they work right to left in the second quarter. They'll motion a man across, and they'll give it to Way inside. He'll try to cut up the middle, and much better pursuit that time. He's actually going to lose 2 yards back to the 18. And I believe that was Colby Brennan with the pursuit to kind of close it down. So good job from that middle linebacker spot.
Well, and you see the coaching right there from BC. Instead of just continuing to shoot up the field or letting your feet stop, you keep chopping your feet, but you get 2 yards upfield and you hold your position right there. The running back didn't have anywhere to go. And then, like you said, Brennan was able to fill right there and make the tackle.
So second down and 12.
Last time they were behind the chains, they just picked up 9 yards on a run.
They just got to keep doing it consistently. And they're going to flip-flop the formation, put Twins up top. They'll put Way to the left. And here's the snap. They'll give it on a jet sweep in around. BC reads it well and nicely shut down. He'll have 2. Third Scroggins going to make the tackle, but the initial move, was that Larson Little that turned it back inside?
I think it was Wyatt Esterbrook flying up from his safety position, running the alley right there to make that play. That's a great job of setting the edge right there and letting the cavalry come.
He kind of turned him back inside, and then third Scroggins shut it down. So it'll be third down and 10 after a gain of 2.
Yeah, another big momentum third down here for the Cadets as well.
So a big play here for the Cadets. And again, against a team that to this point has not shown a proficiency of throwing the football at all.
Would you if you're running for 9 yards, Kerry?
Probably not. So here's the snap on 3rd and 10. Drops back to pass, looking, throws back to the near side, going to be caught and shoved out of bounds.
I think he's going to be about 2 yards short.
And that was JoJo Sutton in the coverage. And they're going to spot him at the 29. So now decision time for Ola. They've been running the football. And last time it was 4th and 1. They ran 55 yards for a touchdown.
That's a generous spot right there as well. It looked like he was going to be 2 or 3 yards short, but they're going to give it to him with a yard to go.
So 4th and 1, Ola's still got their offense on the field.
Well, last time they were in this position, Kevin, they took it to the house.
They haven't run their quarterback back out there. Now here he comes. They're going to run a play. Here comes Worley. I wonder if they're just going to try to draw him off sides. They got Way to the left of Caden Worley. Now they got BC to jump.
But BC didn't actually.
They got back.
They shifted, but they didn't actually jump.
And now a timeout going to be called for by Ola. And so I would assume BC got to stop there and get the football back.
Yeah, Cam Cody twitched, but he didn't actually break the plane, so that's a really good job by him.
Smart play call for Ola there as well. You know, you're trying to continue a drive, get a cheapie.
Yeah, this is why the head coaches are who they are, because this is the decision no one in the stadium wants to make right now. You feel very confident, Kevin, that you can pick up a yard if you're Ola, but at the same time,
if you don't
get it, you're handing it to BC with a chance to tie it up in a really, really quick fashion.
If you're BC, I'd imagine most of your defense is going to come out just in case they decide to go for it again. And again, have been running it for big chunks of yardage, but on this drive, the Cadets have done a better job of setting the edge.
The punter's in the huddle, but I'm curious if he actually goes out. No, he's going to come to the sideline.
Cadets are sending their defense out. They don't even have anybody back.
I mean, if you punt, that's fine.
And they're going to come out with a jumbo package. Here we go. Once again. Everybody comes here to the near side on the jumbo set. They're going to snap it inside, try to cut inside. I don't think he got it. Or second effort.
Yeah.
Maybe he did. He got across the 30 on that second effort to the 31.
Yeah, you're treating that 30-yard line like it's the end zone. Just had to cross the plane. He had him stopped initially, but just second effort. That's a big, tall, strong kid right there. Plays inside linebacker and obviously their power running back.
Anytime they need short yardage, they are getting it into the hands of Macklin Sanders. Yeah. So trips up top of the formation. Worley's going to give it to Caden Way. He'll try to cut back inside. Got a big hole, and he'll be brought down by Isaiah Jones out near the 40. That's a generous spot on the far side. They're going to have to mark it back towards the 40, I would think. That shouldn't be a first down. He should be short. They got first down.
Yeah, far side official.
With an absolutely generous spot.
He's been very generous all night.
I think he was off by a clear yard and a half. Never made the 40-yard line. The ball's on the 41.
Very generous. And remember here, Kevin, they're milking clock, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half.
So here's the snap. They'll give it to Way. BC a better job of stretching it out this time, and they'll shut it down after a gain of about one. Cam Cody with the tackle, and a flag comes flying in late.
Larson,
comes from the back.
Larson Little got tackled.
John Lilly pointing towards Ola. It looks like Ola knows it's on them. They're backing up. I think if you're Danny Britt, 1st and 20 sounds pretty good.
Take that.
So, they're going to mark it off holding against Ola. So that'll put the ball back at the 31. It'll make it 1st and 20. So now you definitely need to get off the field if you're BC.
Yeah.
Can't afford to give them 9-10 yards a clip here on these downs. So Worley in a shotgun talking to his receivers. They'll have trips up top, one here to the near side. And a snap. They'll look, straight drop. Looking, here comes third. Scroggins, third's going to get him. He just throws the football. And, boy, I think that would be very close to a potential fumble. We kind of forward flicked it to somebody. And third absolutely laid the lumber.
Looked like a shovel pass, and he did have a running back in the area, so it's not intentional grounding.
But depending on if you get that arm extended, it could be viewed as a fumble.
I think he kind of looked back in the rearview mirror and saw big number 11 coming and just got rid of it any way he could.
And this is where BC has got to be confident, right? This is Ola tried to throw the ball 4 times. 1 has been okay. The rest have been no dice. So keep him in these down and distances behind the chains. 2nd and 20. Here's Worley. They'll fake it. They'll run a bubble screen. BC reads that well, and that's going to lose yardage to Isaiah Jones. What a stick and a tackle in the open field. It's going to be 3rd and 22.
Yeah, that's a big play, and that's a play that BC saw a bunch last week that really hurt. I'm curious if Ola saw that as well. I was like, hey, let's add that to the repertoire, but weren't quite as efficient with it as Southwest DeKalb was, and Isaiah Jones doing a great job of flying upfield and making a play.
So it'll be 3rd and 22. The ball is on the Mustang 29. They need the BC 49. And so now trips to the right, one receiver to the short side. And wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a draw here, but nope, they're going to throw it again. And looking, Paul Thompson back there. He's going to get a sack. Paul Thompson just grabbed him and wasn't letting go. Cam Cody in there to finish up the business. And it's going to be 4th and 6 miles for Ola, and BC going to get the football back.
Yeah, what a season for Paul Thompson so far. Had to come in as an emergency tackle in the first game of the season. Now has kind of really, Kevin, transcended as a defensive tackle lining up next to Cam Cody on every play. That time went over the guard and just got a fistful of the quarterback's jersey on his breastplate and able to just tug him down.
So big possession upcoming for BC here. Double safeties back deep. And BC is going to play punt safe here. And here's the snap. It's a good one. And Spence will kick it. Go straight up the elevator shaft. Get away from it. And it's going to hit and take a sideways bounce like a Gokel wedge. And it'll check up at the 49 of BC. And great field position here for the Cadets here, Christian.
Yeah, that one just got caught up in the wind stream. I know Hartsville-Jackson's not too far away from here, but it was up there with them. Short field here for the Cadets. I mean, you're 15 yards away from Connor Ferguson territory potentially, and you know you want to put that in there and go ahead and even up the score, but great job by the defense answering right there.
I think you see the recipe. Make Ola throw the football, and good things happen. Trips up top here for the Cadets. They'll put Bubba Frazier in motion, giving him quads there to the left side. Now he'll circle back. They'll counter to Bubba, and he'll stutter step in the back, try to get upfield. He'll spin and not get the 50. So a lot of running for not much. maybe a length of the football, and it'll be 2nd and 9.
But you can see BC wants to get him the football, and that was a good job by him just to pick up a yard right there. Any way they can to get number 4 the ball.
Go back to the wing tee. They'll put Amari under center. Here's the snap. They'll go straight ahead. And that's Stanley Smart. He'll get down close to the 45 of Ola. And it'll bring up 3rd down and about 5. So a big down here, Christian.
Yeah, 3rd down, and I'm curious if it's potentially 2-down territory here for the Cadets with the way the defense is playing, but yeah, big 3rd down.
Here's the snap. They'll flare it out. Bubba Frazier, can he get the corner turn? He cannot. Drug out of bounds at the 45, maybe the 44. They'll mark him up at the 44. It's going to be 4th and 3. And now it looks like no decision time.
Yeah,
they're going to put
time.
Connor Ferguson and say just put him deep back there.
This is one of those ones, though, you really got to be confident with your punter, because if you put this one in the end zone, you're only picking up about 24 yards of field position.
Ola's watching for the trickeration. Nobody back deep. They've got everybody up tight looking for a fake. Here's the snap to Connor, and he'll let it rip. He sends one high. It's going to hit about the 15 and take a roll towards the 10. BC going to touch it up at the 12. And that's where Ola will take over, 1st and 10, getting close to 4 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, need another stand from the defense. That was a tough 3 and out there from the offense. So you're asking a lot from the defense, but you're seeing the scheme a little bit from the defense start to come in, and some fresh bodies in there. Houston coming in, number 44. Just trying to keep everyone as fresh as possible. John Lilly on the defensive line.
So 1st and 10 for Ola from their 12. Here's Worley out of a shotgun. Caden Worley. He'll give it to Caden Way. Nope, pull it and throw it out in the flat. Going to be a little dump pass to the tight end. He's going to break free up the right sideline. Shoved out of bounds at the 35 by Makai Williams. And that was just a little play action dump out to the tight end for 1 yard. He ran it the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think it was Isaiah Jones that they maybe got just on a blitz, and he tried to stop and get up and tip the pass, but it's a great play call to get started and get out from underneath your own goalpost. Caught BC a little aggressive right there and took advantage of it.
So 1st and 10 here for Ola. They get it way out to the 36-yard line. Cadets got to bow their backs here before the half. Worley with the snap, and they'll give it to Caden May. He's bottled up now, going to try to bounce to the outside. And coming down, laying the lumber at the 36. That was Wyatt Estabrook.
And they missed a pretty atrocious hold right there on 3rd Scroggins. I mean, he got absolutely wrapped up.
So going to be 2nd down and 9 after a gain of 1, and they did a good job of extending it sideline to sideline. And again, give Wyatt Estabrook credit coming flying down from that safety spot.
Neither one of these safeties are afraid to hit. That's back-to-back plays. And you see them taking their time right here.
Yeah, they do not want to give BC the ball back. Twins up top, one receiver here to the near side. Caden Way to the right of Caden Worley. They'll give it to Way coming here to the short side. BC trying to be there again, and just breaking tackles is Caden Way, and Wyatt Estabrook goes for a ride into BC territory at the 48. And again, it's 3-4 missed tackles, and they're just not bringing him down.
Yeah, and again, you're over committing guys. They're pulling the backside guard and tackle and getting in behind them, and everybody's flying up to get in front of them and set the edge, but you got to trust your corner to do that. The linebackers are over-committing, and they're just open up wide open holes, and then you're missing tackles. It's just, it hasn't been very sound defense so far from the Cadets.
So 1st and 10 from the BC 48 as Ola on the march again. Same formation. Twins up top, one here to the near side, and they'll just ride the belly and give it to him. Coming near side, most likely. Let's see what they do. Yep, they give it to Way. He'll work near side, cut back inside, and Larson Little going to have to bring him down at the 40. So a gain of 9 on 1st down. And again, Christian, it's simple ABC football, right? Same play. They'll pull the guard, and the garden center or garden tackle, they'll come around, and Wade just stands there and waits for him to get in front of him and just follows him right there.
That time, the Ola center did a really good job of just sealing off Cam Cody, letting the guys that were coming from behind him get out in front, and they just created a huge hole right where the defensive tackle used to be.
So 2nd down and 1 from the Cadet 39.
Best way to counter that is just fire off the football and hit somebody, man.
They've changed running backs. It's the other Caden, I think Caden Hudson in there for Ola. They give it to Hudson this time, and he gets stood up, and second effort's going to get him a first down.
Oh, backside's going to mark him short.
We'll see whose call it is. The front side guy has him with a first down. They're going to say he didn't make it. Oh, we have a flag, false start.
Illegal procedure?
Illegal procedure on Ola. So that'll back him up. So somebody trying to get started a little early. Trying to keep all my Caden straight here. You got Caden Worley, Hudson, and Caden Way for Ola, and they all touch the ball. You got Caden Hudson in there at running back now. And he'll offset to the right of Caden Worley. Big second down here in about 6. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Hudson. He'll try to buy some time, cut inside, and just driving the stack. And Big 57 is just moving guys out of the way.
Right back where we started.
Yeah, right back after the penalty. They're going to be short 3rd and 1, but as we've seen, I think this is 2-down territory all day long for Ola. Inside a minute to go. And here's where it gets interesting because they do have 1 timeout, but they can't really throw the ball. So if you're BC, just keep it in front of them and try to keep them to as long a field goal as possible here. Power formation here to the right. This is Macklin. He'll come this way, and he'll have the first down.
Just walking for a first down.
And BC going to stack it up. And the clock will stop as they move the chains. And again, Ola with only one timeout. There's 26 seconds. They start the clock. This would be like a 53-yarder from here. 17 seconds. Ola is not really being in a hurry here for some reason.
Interesting clock management right here for them. They'll get one more play after this one.
9 seconds. And this will be the last play of the half. Here's the snap. Nobody there. Worley, and what happened?
Now they called
timeout with 1 second. Did Ola. And my guess is, are they going to try a 53-yard field goal? Just watching, Christian, you're not being disrespectful, just watching. I don't think Worley's got the arm to throw it to the end zone from here, at least not with any kind of precision.
And you have to be able to give him time for people to get down there, too. That's curious. This might be a win for BC. That's just mismanagement of the clock. You had a timeout.
And again, just the offense so methodical, just didn't get down there. So they're going to trot out Spence to try, if they mark it where they would normally do, a 53-yarder here from the left hash. And he's a right-footed kicker. The wind's going to be blowing in his face a little bit. So we've seen Connor Ferguson. Oh, they're going to mark it. This will be a 54-yarder. If I'm BC, do you think about dropping somebody back in the end zone?
Oh, get him off. Call a timeout, Coach. You got 12 on the field right there.
And BC avoided that. So from the left hash, he's got to kick it across from 54 yards. Here's Spence. The snap was low. Dug out. It's blocked and picked up. This is going to be Makai Williams. Does he got a man to beat? He breaks through and still on his feet. He's at the 35-30 and brought down at the 27. Would have been a great return, but a little momentum shifter there for BC right as we go to the half, Christian Gokel, and you block a kick. You knew it was going to be a low trajectory one, a bad snap, and they just were able to get the block. And we go to the halftime, 14-7. A little bit of momentum there for the Cadets.
Yeah, and a block kick, and that was a heads-up play on extra points in high school. You're not allowed to return it, but a block kick is a live ball in the run of play, and that's a great job on Makai. But again, BC fortunate, just some mismanagement of the clock right there. You got to feel like that's a win for the Cadets right there, getting off the field without another point. Now you go regroup in the locker room, and you have to get a stop coming out.
Yeah, some big discussions going to be happening in that Cadet locker room as they go in at the half. We'll come back with the Bernard Williams Cadet halftime report. 14-7 our score.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Walker Jones is your automotive superstore on Memorial Drive in Waycross. All the best brands: Chevy, Cadillac, GMC, Toyota, Nissan, and Honda, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, plus our pre-owned supercenter. And we're the home of the lifetime warranty. Come let us treat you like friends and good neighbors should.
Hey, I'm Mike Cuneo, General Manager at Walker Jones. We've got it all. Why shop anywhere else?
Online at walkerjones.com.
Walker Jones.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBCSports. At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, cherry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on. Looking for authentic, traditional Southern cuisine for your next special event, reunion, wedding, or celebration in Savannah? For over 45 years, Barnes Restaurant is the most experienced, trusted caterer in all of Savannah. Groups 50 to 5,000. No event too big or small. Barnes does it all. Online at barnesrestaurant.com.
And then along came Walker Jones.
Mom and Dad drove a Chevy. They're Mom and Dad too. Generation to generation, Chevrolet is America's heritage brand. And the best place to buy your Chevy is Walker Jones Chevrolet. They'll treat you like good friends and neighbors should.
Hi, I'm Joe Drawdy. I'm the General Sales Manager at Walker Jones Chevrolet. We've got it all. Why shop anywhere else?
Chevy. Together, let's drive. Walker Jones Chevrolet. Memorial Drive in Waycross and online at walkerjoneschevy.com.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
Have I prepared enough? There'll be unexpected turns. When things get tough, I need to stick to the game plan. No regrets. I'm ready. Are you? Get ready. Contact Abel's Iron-On Moore & Associates today and see why they are different. Because nobody ever wishes they'd saved less for retirement.
Welcome back here at the half, the Bernard Williams Cadet Halftime Report. Cadets trail it 14-7. And again, trying to play catch up. Got behind 14-0. We're able to put together a big drive there in the second quarter with a Stanley Smart touchdown run to draw it to 14-7 as we are here at the half. But again, offense struggling to stay consistent. Fumble the football. Fumbled the football going down on the drive. Gave Ola the football back. And then on 4th and 1, off of that fumble, went untouched. 56 yards for a touchdown and put them up 14-0. That's been really the difference in the game, is getting that running game slowed down. So slowing down that running game going to be the key there in the second half. And I think you saw as the half went on, did a better job at stopping that offense. I think Ola really can't throw the football all that much when they do try. So it's important to keep them behind the chains, and why we said pregame, try to play from ahead. And they haven't done that pretty much all game, is play from ahead. So get them out of their element throwing the football. It's a big win for BC at this point, but you got to come out of the locker room and get a stop, get the ball back, and try to tie this ball game back up. But offensively, just finding some things that work, staying consistent. Defensively, got to get off of the field as well. Looking at some scores here at the half, Pierce County 14-7 over Columbia. Ware County 28-0. They are losing to North Oconee, a team that Benedictine is certainly familiar with, and their couple of state championship runs had to play North Oconee. So some scores there from around the South Georgia area. Coffee and Brunswick 14-7 tonight down the coast. So some South Georgia football going on there, but we're down 28-0 at the half there in Waycross out of this region. We are at the half. We're coming right back here on the Bernard Williams Halftime Report. This is WatchBCSports.com. Glad to have you along here on this Friday night. We'll come back and get you ready for more of what's to come here in the second half right after this.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it.
The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBCSports. Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, cherry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to the Bernard Williams Halftime Report. Christian Gokel, very important series coming out of the locker room. Certainly not a place that Benedictine hasn't been before here in 2024, but important to get a stop coming out of the locker room. I think as the half went on, I mean, you did have a busted play, but outside of that, we're able to keep them in down and distance where you wanted them. It's just a matter of, hey, when you know they're going to run it, you got to win your blocks.
Yeah, and football is really a simple sport sometimes. When BC was able to win first downs, they were able to get some stops, but when they're not, it's been just a constant churn down the field. If you get in 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3 against this team, it's almost impossible to stop them right now. So coming out, got to win first downs, and you feel like, Ola had 4 possessions and BC had 4?
Yeah.
In that first half, it's going to be limited chances for BC to even this one up in the second half. You got to take advantage of the ball when you have it.
And I think I just mentioned a minute ago, you want to try to at least even it up, or best case scenario, obviously play from ahead, or you can make them throw the football, because obviously that is not something they're very good at. But as you said, if it's 2nd and 3, you're in a bad way all night long there as well. We're here at the half. The Georgia High School Association is a voluntary nonprofit organization composed of over 450 public and private high schools. The GHSA administers regulations for region and state competition in 19 sports and 2 activities. Founded in 1908, the GHSA strives to promote good sportsmanship, participant safety, and fair play amongst its member schools. For more information, visit ghsa.net or follow them at official GHSA on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And again, Amari Burst, I think, has run the offense rather well. Again, the one miscue tonight has been the fumble. I don't know if that's on him necessarily as much as it is Stanley Smart securing the football. But outside of that, has run the offense as well as you could have hoped, I think, again.
Yeah, he's completing the passes he needs to complete. And, again, that turnover really has been the difference in this football game so far. It was just, 3-4 plays later, they bust that big run on a short yardage play and take advantage of it. But it was just getting hit right at the point of attack really stopped him right there. But if you're able to convert that, then you're driving down the tide of the football game and you're feeling pretty good. So it's just turnovers, man. It's big. And the way Ola plays, they don't look very apt to turning over the football. So you got to take advantage of the ball when you have it, and you got to get a stop coming out here at the half. How you do that, you just got to play strong across the defensive front. I know they're big, but you got some big bodies on your side as well, and somebody has to win, create a stalemate, and then the linebackers, man, they got to come up and actually tackle somebody. Too much chasing down from behind, missing that initial contact. Come up, strike somebody, and wrap them up.
Some big halves in the first half for Mekhi Williams and Wyatt Estabrook playing safety. I know you can say, hey, it's a running team. We don't want them to be that involved, but they've at least been able to keep the Tide held at bay for a couple of plays there.
Yeah, and Wyatt did a really good job of running the alley on a little jet sweep right there and making the tackle, setting the edge. And then Mekhi's done a great job just as that safety net a few times where some plays have broken. He's been able to get there, lay the lumber a little bit. You're going to need those guys to be big here in the second half. And I'm curious how long you wait if you're AJ DePhillips to potentially open up the offense a little bit and start slinging it downfield. Right now, it just kind of feels like a tennis match, is back and forth, seeing who can make a mistake. That clock's going to bleed away quickly if you're not able to get a stop on defense. When do they open up the offense and just press go?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I think, the biggest thing would be get off the field as quick as possible on this first possession, and certainly don't give up any more points on this first possession of the second half as well. We've still got more to come here on the Bernard Williams Cadet Halftime Report. We're coming right back here at Ola High School and Watch BC Sports.
The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBC. Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah.
Welcome back here at the half. Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel. Some scores around the state. Ware County trailing 28-0. How about this? Carrollton 22-7 over Valdosta in the second quarter. And again, Carrollton was in the news. They had the young man at quarterback decide, nope, I'm going to go play for Colorado next year.
For Coach Prime, potential Big 12 champion Colorado.
So some scores there just to pass along. So again, Christian, here at Ola's, what matters most, and it is just play your game. And I think for Danny Britt, he's been preaching it to his team, play Benedictine football, and I'm sure all the missed tackles and things at the line of scrimmage and point of attack that happened in the first half got to be driving him crazy.
Yeah, and I wonder, Kevin, I'm curious, it's cold, man. I just wonder how much of it is just kind of that little bit of flinch when you get hit, especially the knuckles in your forearm, and it hurts to get hit when a face mask is pinning your hand between some shoulder pads right there. You can kind of flinch. If you flinch for half a second at this level of football, it's the difference between a stop and allowing a first down. So it's just going to be guts. It's the old Dabo Swinney, bring your own guts, man. You're going to have to bring a pail full of it, because you have 24 minutes or your season's over. These seniors are in there right now, and I guarantee you that's the conversation Danny Britt's having with them is, guys, you have so many years of experience playing this game. You have to come out and use that experience, use that toughness, that fortitude that you've built with your teammates, or potentially your high school career is over.
And again, it's a team that, and these teams have always been dangerous. You think back over the years, Christian, the battles they had in the playoffs with Fitzgerald, the battles they had with Marist, where Marist, again, bleeding clock, they found a way, did BC, to come back and win the football game. This has been a program that's had a lot of resolve inside of them, and I think you would expect that carries throughout the years, that this team is 14-7. Hey, we're okay. We're in a good spot. Go out and play your game, and we can come win the football game.
Yeah, the one thing we're sure about is there's no panic with this football team, right? They're not going to get out over their skis and try to do something outside of themselves. But it's just you can't have the silly mistakes. Yeah. This is too good of a football team, and they're going to eat too much clock to give you the chances to make up for it. You have to come out in the second half and be perfect and put some points up on the board offensively, and then come out and just get some stops if you're the defense. And, again, you can scheme it. You can talk about the different plays that they're running, but in reality, it's going to come down to effort and execution. They're just over and over and over again.
It's cold enough. We might need skis to get down here from the top of the press box. We've got more to come here. We'll get you ready for the second half, but a little bit more to go here on the Bernard Williams Insurance Cadet Halftime Report here on WatchBCSports.com.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Island's Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington, Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Island's Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
And then along came Walker Jones.
Mom and Dad drove a Chevy. They're Mom and Dad too. Generation to generation, Chevrolet is America's heritage brand. And the best place to buy your Chevy is Walker Jones Chevrolet. They'll treat you like good friends and neighbors should.
Hi, I'm Joe Drawdy. I'm the General Sales Manager at Walker Jones Chevrolet. We've got it all. Why shop anywhere else?
Chevy. Together, let's drive. Walker Jones Chevrolet. Memorial Drive in Waycross and online at walkerjoneschevy.com.
Back here at the half, it's 14-7, and Cadets will have to kick the ball away to start the second half as Ola comes out of the locker room. Still have not seen a majority of the Cadets. We just got the specialists out there. Of course, the setup here at Ola is also different. We see the Cadets coming out the top there as they have to an upstairs and downstairs kind of area. So Cadets will be waiting for Ola to get out, and then they'll follow right behind. But again, Christian, a cold night, and again, I think we've been in this situation before with the Benedictine teams. Get a stop and a score, and all of a sudden it's a whole new ball game, and this team certainly plays well and plays confidently.
Yeah, and I know you get a chance. It's hard on the sideline. Everything's fast, and offense potentially going 3 and out. You have to get back out there. It's a good 20-minute chance to get in there with the coaches, get on that whiteboard, get with the iPads, and really take a look at what Ola is doing. We've seen maybe 5 plays.
Yeah, it's not
this
not
entire
a lot of diversity here.
Right. So you just got to stop that off tackle run that they're just following the guys, and a lot of that comes with just striking. You got to go up and strike those guards and those tackles. and it's just like a tidal wave right now. You have to be just as equal and physical as they are to come out and get those stops. So you've had a chance to break it down. Now it's just, again, effort and execution.
Yeah, keep them out of the second and third and shorts. Throwing situations have certainly played into your favor. They just, again, I think the 2 passes they completed was a little 8-yard hitch route and a kind of flare in the flat to a tight end, and that's been it. Other than that, it's been, hey, here's third Scroggins. And a pass pro, they're not blocking anybody.
Right.
So
unless it's an immediate get the ball out of the quarterback's hands. If he's had to stand back there, third's getting around the edge.
So, again, I think obviously defensively that's where you would like to be when it's all said and done. The Cadets are returning from the locker room. They'll get a few more minutes to stretch it out and get ready to go here in the second half. We'll take a few more minutes to stretch it out as well, and we'll return for the second half kickoff. Cadets trailing by a touchdown here on Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, cherry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com. Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah.
Welcome back here to Ola High School as we get ready for the second half. It will be the Cadets kicking off the football to start the second half here to Ola High School. And again, it will be a huge series for the Cadets defensively coming right out of there. As again, defensively, they've played a lot in the first half. So I want to see some more of that offense in the first half, moving the football. And I think that's what I think the big key is that Christian, the offense was moving the football, had 1 3 and out to start the game. Outside of that, every time they touched the ball, they've moved the football on this Ola defense.
Yeah, and the conversation you're having with your guys is you've got maybe 4 possessions here in the second half, depending on what the defense is able to do for you guys. So you have to take advantage and you have to execute. Can't have 3 and outs. If you're going to do anything, you got to pick up at least a couple of first downs and flip that field position so you give your defense plenty of room to get out there and make a stop. But very limited possessions, maybe 3-4 chances here in the second half for BC to put the football in the end zone.
And again, puts the onus on the defense. They've played well the last 3 or 4 ball games, especially Christian. So we've got to see that one more time from the third Scroggins, the Cam Cody's of the world, the Mekhi Williams, and probably going to see some more Bubba Frazier on defense as well. So again, Cadets back on the sideline, ready to go. And again, it's 2 quarters for the season, and that's what playoff football is all about. And they're going to have to come up in a big way here in this third quarter.
Yeah, and you're just wondering who's going to be the guy for BC, who's going to be the one who can potentially bust one. Bubba Frazier got the ball a lot in the first half. When Josh Washington was able to get the ball in his hands, he made some explosive plays. Jack Gannon's been able to pick up some yards. Who's going to be the one? Maybe Stanley Smart that can just break that tackle, get in the open field, and even this thing up for the Cadets.
The Georgia High School Association would like to thank its corporate partners for their valuable support of high school athletics and activities. Alpha Insurance, Georgia Electric Membership Corporation, Gatorade, Wilson, BSN Sports, the Atlanta Hawks, Mizuno, the Atlanta Braves, Subway, Sports Medicine South, the Atlanta Track Club, NFHS Network, Regions Bank, Max Preps, GoFan, and Georgia Public Broadcasting. As we get ready for the second half, the Mustangs are running back here to the near sideline, and the Cadets will send their kick unit out here behind Connor Ferguson to get things going. They will kick it left to right here in the third quarter. Ironically, I believe the end zone they'll be working towards is the only end zone anybody scored on tonight.
That's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes the field just kind of slanted. And that end zone, Kevin, it maybe makes sense a little bit. That's the direction the wind's blowing. So when you're going right to left, you're in the wind, Bob Seeger style.
Yeah. And again, the Cadets ended the first half with a blocked field goal off of Ola. So see if they can keep some of that momentum going. Now they're going to flip it over. So they will be kicking to the open end zone.
And this is the one again. Connor Ferguson's going to be kicking into the end zone here, where the wind's really blowing in his face.
Thank you for your cooperation and promotion of good sportsmanship at tonight's event.
So Connor Ferguson, he'll plop the tee down kind of near the near hash here as he'll kick it from right to left.
First in the second half, Parker back deep.
Curious what the official's talking to him about. He just had a pretty long conversation with Connor.
So Jacoby Parker back deep and you can tell the Ola staff has done their scouting report. They're kind of playing a midfielder there in case there's a pooch kick. So here is Ferguson, right to left. Everybody's ready to go. And Connor slowly forward, right to left. And he'll pooch it up in the air, and it's going to be caught and hit. The ball's out. Did BC get on it? It is loose. Who's got it? And I'm going to think Ola got it the way BC was coming out of the pile there, but
oh man,
they were ready for it, and that was what you wanted. But
it was a great play call. Connor Ferguson got a foot under it and just lobbed it towards the 30, and I think it was one of the Williams brothers flying down there, and he got to the ball at the same time as the receiver right there. Just a great play call. You give up, 9 yards of field position right there. Try to steal a possession, but he still got him backed up. That's a great play call, especially in the wind.
So let's see what adjustments BC has been able to make defensively.
I don't even know if it's necessarily adjustments. It's just do your job.
So here's Caden Worley with Caden Way off to his right. And it's been just handed off behind those pulling guards and centers.
It's a lot of conversations happening right now with the officials.
And again, they did not call for a fair catch on the kickoff. And as you said, the very disrupted ball was loose, and BC very close to getting it back.
It didn't matter if he did call a fair catch because it was a cadet that touched it first.
So not sure what all the discussion has been about here amongst the officials, but apparently we're ready to go. 1st and 10 for Ola from their own 29 to start this second half. And here is Worley out of a shotgun. They'll motion a man across the formation. And somebody moved early. They didn't. Yeah, there it goes. So that'll back them up. And if you're BC, that's how you want to start.
Yeah, I feel like
behind the chains.
I feel like that was on the center. That's supposed to be a timing play, and the center just never snapped the football.
So back them up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15.
And Kevin, there's a lot of people out here that are tougher than me, wearing short sleeves, eating nachos.
It ain't me.
Licking their fingers.
The temperature has continued to drop, and with that little bit of wind blowing up here atop the stadium, it is a mite chilly. Here's 1st and 15. Same play for Ola, and they'll give it to Way. He'll go inside, and that time, Big Cam Cody, Third Scroggins, and everybody else. That was Isaiah Jones coming out of there. Just met him at the football, and he's going to lose another yard, so it'll be 2nd and 13, and this is exactly, or 2nd and 16, excuse me, is exactly what you want.
And again, better job that time by BC. They got the push, but they didn't get undisciplined. They stayed in their lanes and then just kind of collapsed around the ball carrier. Better job.
So Worley, same formation. One receiver up top, twins here to the near side. Caden Way to the right of Caden Worley. They'll motion the man right to left. Here's the snap. They'll run the bubble screen, and it's going to be caught and tackled immediately. Wyatt Estabrook with the cleanup hit after Isaiah Jones comes over to make the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and 14.
Yeah, a lot better defense at that time on that one than we saw last week on that same play. Both of the guys on the outside, it was Zach Maxwell and Isaiah Jones, who really stood up their guys. Wyatt Estabrook came up, ran, forced them back inside, and then all three of them cleaned up. Nice job just limiting that to about 3 yards.
This is down and distance you want. If you're BC,
Yeah,
you got to get off the field here.
Massive.
So they'll flip the formation. They'll put twins to the wide side, one here to the short. They'll put Caden Way to the right of Caden Worley here to the short side. Here's the snap. Worley looking. He's going to be flushed. Come here to the near side. He's got some third. Scroggins just throws it at the ground. Had a running back down there, incomplete. I think third's going, why is that not grounding? But there was a running back there. BC's going to get the ball back.
Yeah, the white hat was right there on that one, and they knew they had to pass, and if they're going to pass, they knew they had to give their quarterback time, and they kept a running back in to chip on third. And yeah, they're gonna throw the flag because that running back was not a receiver; he was a blocker on that play. So I agree. He threw the ball at the feet of the running back, but the running back was not out in a route.
So that'll back him up. What? Couple more yards and down and distance. I think you see Danny Britt, I think, would say, hey, back him up.
No, that's a loss of down. That should be 4th down still.
Yeah, so Spent there where they're out there to punt it. So
yeah,
but the ball will go all the way back inside the 20.
That's the correct call. They left the running back into block. He was not a receiver.
And it's from the spot where he threw it. So all the way back inside the 15 at the 14. So this will be 4th and a mile and a half. So BC might get it in positive territory here. Spence has got a good leg, but sent it up the elevator shaft last time he punted, but it's into the wind here.
Yeah, just got to get the football here and secure it first if you're either Bubba Frazier or Makai Williams. But yeah, usually if the white hat throws the flag, he's not going to wave it off on himself. They're having a lot of conversations down there.
Yeah, I can't imagine they're going to wave this off. He hasn't. I don't know if he just never signaled to the crowd. What happened to his? Basically going to be now. What happened?
I think they're making sure they're getting the right spot. I mean, it's from where he threw it.
Yeah, so lost it down so that goes back inside the 10 to the 9. So now Spence going to be kicking from about 8 yards deep in his own end zone here. So this is a big turn of events here.
Hey, look, we're doing the Cupid Shuffle right now, man. We're just
we'll
a couple steps forward, a couple steps back, slide to the left.
So now if you're BC on the rush, just don't do anything ridiculous.
Yeah, and secure the football.
And here's the snap. Spence, a line
Great
driver.
Freaking bunt.
And it's going to be fair caught. Oh, and probably a good decision by Bubba Frazier to get away from it. And it rolls backwards to the Ola 48, 47-yard line. So a good punt there by Spence and a good decision by Bubba Frazier to say, look, we're getting the ball back. Just get away from it. And it was going to be a dangerous catch if he tried to make that catch, and BC's going to have it in plus territory.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. It's windy out here tonight, and it's going left or right. That's the direction that they were punting, and he just put that ball up in the Gulf Stream, and it kept floating, but kind of had a little back to it. So BC starts inside Ola territory. You got the stop you need. Now the offense has to execute.
1st and 10 with 4 wides. Omari bursts out of the shotgun. Oh, they'll just straight snap it. This is going to be Bubba Frazier, and Bubba gets tackled for a loss at the 49. And it's a good design, but I think everybody in the stadium knows Bubba's going to get it.
And you've run the same play out of it every single time, and I know you're just trying to get a snap to Bubba Frazier, but this defense has shown that they can keep everything inside and they can wrap up.
And you put Omari behind the chains now in this offense. So 2nd and 11 out of the flex bone, and they'll check back here to the near side. They put Bubba in motion. They got everybody within 7 yards of the football. And here's the snap. They'll play action with Omari.
Oh, he's open.
He's going to throw it. Has a man. It's going to be, and that's got to be interference.
There's a flag.
And there comes a flag, another flag. I mean, that was plain as day. I don't know why anybody on the Ola side would be getting upset. They ran over, who was that? Jack Gannum running right down the middle of the field. I mean, it wasn't even close. Pass interference, and that's going to be a 1st down here for BC.
Hey, Kevin, you called it. It was just 7 guys. All guys were within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. They had nobody deep, so you just go with a hard play action right there. And Jack Gannum runs a seam route from his slot back position. The linebacker knew he was burned, kind of underthrown ball there from Omari. And the linebacker, instead of giving up a touchdown, just gives up 15. I think that's a smart play from the linebacker. And, if you're complaining about that one, I don't know what you were watching. All 3 officials threw a flag on that one.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Ola 34-yard line. Out of the shotgun. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Jack Gannum, working here to the near side. Cuts back. Jack's going to get it down to the 31. Give him 4. on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, Jack's done such a good job of that tonight where it's designed to go off tackle, but they've blown that up, and he just sticks a foot in the ground and gets what he can. It's positive on first down.
They'll keep the same formation. Stanley Smart, now they're going to flip-flop Bubba Frazier and Josh Washington. So obviously either a lineup or they maybe got a matchup they like better. Ron Mallard in motion. Here's the snap. Omari looking. Got time. He's going to float it up to Bubba Frazier. Is he there? Oh, just couldn't hold on. Had Bubba got a fingertip on it at the 3 and just couldn't hold on. Pretty nicely thrown ball from Amari Burst that time. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, just a little sluggo there, and he threw it to the back pylon and gave Bubba a chance to run under it, but it was just floating a little bit. You wonder, Kevin, maybe the wind kind of held that up there a little bit, but that was a great throw by Amari. Gave his guy a chance.
So a big 3rd down here. You'd be kicking it into the wind. You'd like to pick up a first down here. Get those BC Brothers movers moving.
Yeah, I do wonder, Kevin, with that wind right here, down 7, if this is 2 down.
Here's the snap. They'll give to Bubba Frazier. Bubba cuts inside. He's got a first down. Inside the 25. Put your foot in the turf and go all the way down to the 22. Move the chains. BC Brothers moving the chains, first down.
Yeah, you said it again, Kevin. Just one cut and go. And Bubba Frazier is so elusive, able to make a guy miss at the linebacker position and then just put his foot in the ground and go. Huge first down there for the Cadets.
BC's going to go quick here under center out of the flex bone. Here's the snap. They'll fake a misdirection to Bubba Frazier, trying to turn to corner near side, still on his feet and out of bounds. A flag comes in.
They're going to have a hold on BC right there.
And the flag is behind the line of scrimmage too. So if that's on BC, it's going to be 10 yards from that spot.
Yeah, that was pretty clear right there. It's a slow developing play. You fake the toss and then you come back underneath on the gut, and it takes a while, and just got a hold of a jersey right there.
So that ought to make the Ola fans happy. We've been showing a lot of disgust at the most recent calls, but let's see here. It'll be what, 1st and
20.
1st and probably 22 if it's from the spot.
Yeah, there you go. Keep marking it back.
They'll put the ball down on the 32. They need the 12, so it is 1st and 20.
You don't have to pick it all up right now. It's still first down.
Cadets going to stay in that flex bone look. Amari on a straight drop looking. Going to throw it. Has a man up the right side. And there's pass interference.
Yeah, I mean, just not even a chance.
Was uncatchable, but he put 2 hands in the chest of Mekhi Williams and shoved him out of bounds. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, Kevin, the ball landed in the field of play. It's just a 2-arm shove to the chest of the wide receiver. Still won't be a first down for BC, but it makes this one a lot more manageable. Well, I guess it technically still is first down.
Yeah.
But won't be first down yardage.
I think they wanted it uncatchable, but you totally didn't even get – I mean, you didn't even give him a chance to go get it.
And like I said, the ball landed in the field of play. You don't know if Mekhi could have gotten a chance, and he just did not get out of his way, never found the football, just, again, shoved him out of bounds.
So they'll mark it up from the 32.
And I do like that play call there on first down because it's just it used to be, Kevin, 2 bad things happen if you throw the football, only 1 good thing. But just with the way that they treat receivers now, officials do, you really feel like you're putting the corner kind of in the blender right there because he has to be perfect to not give up a reception or to give up a penalty.
That was blatant.
Yeah.
So 1st and 5 for BC now from the 17. Hard count for Amari Burst. They'll check back here to the near side. And now Amari back under center. Here's the snap looking. They'll wind it up, throw it to the back corner again. Bubba Frazier, did he get it?
Nope.
No, incomplete. Or that was Mekhi Williams. And again, now you can see they've tried to start picking on some of these corners.
I mean, if they're going to go one-on-one, you're going to put your best guys in there, the ones that you feel like can go up there and one-on-one high-pointed ball. But also you had 1st and 5 right there. So why not take a shot?
So 2nd and 5 from the 17. They've got Amari out here wide, so they got Bubba Frazier with Stanley Smart next to him. This would be nice to now they move everybody out. They give it to Bubba. He'll go right side, try to get the corner turn. First down, 10, 5, leaping over defender down inside the 5 at the 4, the 3, and it'll be 1st and goal for BC.
And Kevin, big Jacoby Ward is fired up because that play just followed him and he swallowed up a bunch of people. I really wonder if Danny Britt got in his face a little bit at half and said, brother, I need you. I need you to be that big-time Auburn offensive lineman that you are. And that time they just went behind number 72 and caved in the defense.
Wishbone here for BC from the 3-yard line. Here's the give straight ahead. This is Bubba Frazier. Touchdown, BC. And they are an extra point away from tying it up. What a drive. 48-yard drive right into the end zone and beautifully mastered by the Cadets.
And 72 still fired up down there on the field. Just wing tee football. Kind of looks like what Penn State kind of runs when they run and get close to the end zone right there. Just about 900 pounds a man. And then the running back, it's hard to stop for anybody at any level.
So Bubba Frazier gets the Cadets within 1. Connor Ferguson will try to tie it up. And now with the momentum, Christian. The snap to Leonard. Hold is good. And Ferguson right through there. We are knotted up at 14 with 7:41 to go. This is Cadets football built by Islands Ace Hardware.
Ace Hardware is celebrating 100 years of helpful, and Islands Ace Hardware is Savannah's own. 318 Johnny Mercer Boulevard in Wilmington Island. They're our hometown, locally owned Ace Hardware. From A to Z, they've got it all to help you get things done. Islands Ace Hardware is a proud BC sponsor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back here to Ola High School. We are tied up, and we got a new ball game here, Christian Gokel. And again, I think I played out perfectly so far here for BC. You got the Mustangs in down and distance on their first drive, stayed behind the chains. It's readily apparent they cannot throw against this Cadets defense. And if you can keep them off schedule, as you like to say, on a team that likes to run the football, good things tend to happen.
Yeah, another big defensive stand coming up here, but Kevin, how about the play call change a little bit there? The adjustment you saw from A.J. Phillips saying, hey, if you're going to go one-on-one press coverage with us on the side, we're going to take those shots. You get 2 pass interference calls on that drive that were pretty blatant. I like the adjustment. Trust Amari Burris to take some shots downfield.
Connor Ferguson, right to left. Oh, they're going to pooch it up there again, try to do it again. Here comes somebody. Oh, what a catch! It is caught! That's Ron Mallard. He just went no.
What's the flag?
What's the flag for?
There's no flag.
That was Isaiah Jones. He just outran everybody to the ball, jumped up there and caught it.
What's the flag?
Nobody touched it.
They don't have to touch it first. It's like an onside kick.
That should be BC football.
I wonder if it's on BC's sideline for their reaction.
He ran right under the football and just beat everybody to it. Ola's got their offense on the field.
What's the call? Are they going to call offsides? I mean,
some kick catch interference. He just went up and did they call for a fair catch?
It doesn't matter. It's not a punt. It's a kickoff. That's a stolen possession from Benedictine. That's terrible.
Fair catch, interference by Cadets. 15-yard penalty.
So they're going to mark it off. This is going to be almost out to midfield.
I mean, for folks at home trying to look at a gauge of what just happened, it's like the Alabama game where Nick Saban against Clemson just pooched a kick up, and their gunner ran underneath it and caught it. It's a completely legal football play. And if I'm Danny Britt, I'm losing my mind.
He's still giving somebody an earful over there.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Nobody touched anybody. And now power formation to the right. They'll just quarterback, keep it right up the middle. And there's McLeaf over the football. And I think BC's got it back. And falling on it are the Cadets. Who got it back? Was that Mekhi Williams?
It's Isaiah Maxwell.
Zach Maxwell comes out of there.
Zach Maxwell, excuse me. That's the football gods. Ball don't lie. BC got the possession. The refs took it away from him for a just completely phantom call. And the very next play, the football gods answer. Ball don't lie.
So Cadets will have it at their own 30. 1st and 10, and now a chance to, again, turn this game on its head a little bit if you can go down and put points on the board.
I think that was Larson Little punching that ball out.
Great job by the BC defense. Here's Amari Burst. Twin receivers here to the wide side of the field. They'll give it. This is Stanley Smart. Cuts back, puts his foot in the dirt. He'll plow ahead across the 30 to the 33. And that's on schedule. Gain of 3 on first down. Bring up second down at about 7.
And again, kind of blown up initially, but Stanley able just to keep the legs churning there off the right side and pick up 3 yards to keep the offense on schedule.
2nd down and 7. Trips here to the near side for BC. They work off the far hash. One receiver soloed up. They'll put Ganem across the formation up there. Burst looking, throws short underneath. It's caught. This is Bubba Frazier wide open to the 50, 45, 40. Look at the Jets. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, BC. You just threw it in space and said, go get it, 5-star, and he took off to the end zone.
Kevin, what did we say before the game? It just felt like a home run hitter who was in a slump. He hadn't put one out of the ballpark yet. He's been putting good hacks on the ball. That time, got the ball in the open field. Great job by Amari, waiting for him to clear the second level, then delivered a strike, and then you called it, man. Just turned on the afterburners right there. There's a reason why Georgia and all the other SEC teams want him to come play receiver for them, and it's because he can do stuff like that.
As soon as he caught it at the 50 in space, you knew it was trouble. 20-14, Benedictine. And now Connor Ferguson for the point after. It's up there and good. 14 unanswered here in the third for the Cadets, and they lead it. Kickoff coming up. This is Cadets football built by Islands Ace Hardware.
Bowtie Barbecue has always been a work of passion. It takes time, skill, and a blend of perfect temperature, wood, smoke, and meats. We just took it up a notch. Taste the passion. Bowtie Barbecue, 6724 Waters Avenue, Savannah.
Welcome back here to Ola High School. And the air has been let out of the stadium a little bit, at least on this side. They felt in control of this game, and the Cadets have come out in the third and have taken the fight. A couple of pooch kicks. I don't think you're going to see one now from BC, but a couple of pooch kicks kind of got Ola off kilter a little bit, and then they've kept him behind the chains and then got a fumble on the next possession.
Yeah, I'm curious what BC does right here. First off, 21 unanswered points for the Cadets, and I believe this is the most points Ola has given up all season. But now here on the kickoff, still 6:43 to go, and you're still facing into a pretty blustery wind right here. Curious what Danny Britta likes to do. Do you just pooch it and let him fair catch it this time?
Maybe. Yeah, the wind is blowing in your face. So the BC Cadets will have the wind at their back for the fourth quarter. Here's Connor Ferguson off the near hash, right to left. And he's just going to put a cannon into it, and that is way into the back of the end zone.
That's a Tiger Woods stinger right there. Just keep it underneath the wind.
And now it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for Ola. And again, this Cadet defense, they have to go right back out there. But again,
yeah, it's just one play last time, though. Yeah,
quick change of possessions there.
And it looks like they're going to stick with that power formation. They've been able to really hammer BC with it. I mean, it was a 20-yard gain before he fumbled last time. But big number 2 is playing inside linebacker and now is going to be taking a bulk of the carries.
Macklin.
Yeah, how are those legs feeling?
He fumbled last time out. So Macklin Sanders comes near side. He'll be wrapped up. Look at third. Scroggins put the mitts on him there. A gain of only a yard. And look at third. He's fired up. And now you're starting to see the juice flow a little bit for this BC defense.
Yeah, they're just getting up there, and it's just you got to bench press somebody, man. You got to get up inside of their shoulder pads, push them backwards. There was a lot of BC getting pushed back for a majority of the first half. I think BC is starting to get a little angry about it.
So this will be Macklin Sanders taking over at quarterback here for Ola. Everybody in tight, a tight formation here. And Sanders just going to run it off the right side. Look at big number 11. Third Scroggins just tracked him down. Somebody shot the gap on the inside. I think it might have been JoJo Sutton to help him. But they're going to lose a couple of yards. It's 3rd and long.
Yeah, and 2, he's just tired, man. He's played every snap on defense, and now he's taking the snaps at quarterback. I get what you're trying to do. You really don't have a passing game right now, and he's going to pull himself out of the game.
You can't throw it with him either, it doesn't appear.
And I think the coach is going to keep him in.
Well, they come back to the sideline on every play.
But he tapped his helmet, but the coach is going to keep him in. But it makes it 11-on-11 football, so it does stress you a little bit as a defense that you have another runner there at the quarterback position. But, man, his legs look heavy right now.
But no threat of a pass.
You say that, but could we get a Tebow jump pass or something along those lines? He's kind of built like him.
We'll see. Only one wide receiver out there. They're going to run a reverse coming back here to the near side. Cadets there to follow it up. That's Isaiah Jones, and who was that? Larson Little.
Good job staying at home by both of those
and
guys.
It'll be 4th down and long, and it looks like Ola's going to have to punt the football. And now the defensive momentum is picking up here for the Cadets. And again, Christian, you talked about this team. A lot of juniors have been your big playmakers.
Right.
You wanted guys to step up as seniors and say, start to take over. Jacoby Ward, Third Scroggins. You've started to see the fire come out. Not that Third always played, but you're seeing some of those guys that you're like, hey, let's see it. Starting to show it here in the playoffs.
Well, big number 11, he doesn't want this to be his last playoff game, right? He wants to keep going.
So here is the punt from Spence from his 10, and he'll get off a line drive end over end, and it's going to be caught by Frazier at the 40, at the 45-40. Cuts back to the right side, trying to turn it at the 45, run out of bounds at the Ola 44, and that's where BC will take over, plus territory once again here, Christian. And again, kind of seems like you're living on that side of the field. If you can keep cashing in, it makes things awful hard for Ola, who has, again, it's just a product of their offense. They are not going to beat you throwing the football.
Yeah, 2-score game right here, Kevin, is going to be, I don't want to say insurmountable, but it really puts Ola's back against the wall. So you got to take advantage. On that punt, that was a great punt, line drive, but that's a better job by Bubba Frazier getting up there. A lot of high school returners kind of get gun shy of those knuckleballs coming at him, and that could have been down at BC's 20. That's a great job by Bubba going up there, catching it, and then adding on in the return as well.
So here's Burst. They'll go out of a pistol with Stanley Smart behind him, and they'll give it to Stanley. Stanley will go straight ahead inside the 40 and gets about 5 yards down to the 35 or 37, and that's just what you want.
And you're running at a tired defense, Kevin. I mean, you look at a lot of these guys, they're playing offense as well. Number 2's back in at inside linebacker. BC's just wanted to work that clock, try to put another score on the board.
And A.J. DePhillips has found a scheme that's starting to pay off here in this game. They'll put Josh Washington across the formation. They'll give it to him. Here goes Josh around the corner, right side. He's at the 15 and shoved out of bounds at the 13-yard line. A huge gain off the right side as they sent Washington in motion, and another first down. A BC Brothers move the chains, first down.
Yeah, they're really starting to fold that side in, and it was Jacoby Ward that time again leading the way, and he's been massive tonight, and he's a massive human being anyway, but we've been waiting for him to have a game where he starts leaning on people, and he did it right there.
They're going to run the same play again. Here comes Josh off the right side, inside the 10, still pushing, and he'll get turned around at the 7, but it'll be second down and about 3 here for the Cadets. They can get a first down at the 4.
Yeah, that's just a sign of a great play caller. If it works, keep doing it until they stop it. I think Cadets smell a little bit of blood in the water right now, too.
And if you're the continuity on this coaching staff so good, I think Galen Housen is probably on that sideline going, come on, AJ, get me one more, and they're not going to score on us, right?
Yeah, and then you can maybe let Third start eating a little bit off the edge.
Omari with the snap. He'll give it to Bubba Frazier off the right side. Bubba will have the first down. He gets dropped at the 2, tripped up right after he got across the 4 for the first down.
I think I know what formation we're going to see.
Wishbone, and here comes big Cam Cody.
And I love this. So you have the quarterback down under center, and then
2 middle linebackers.
Yeah, and then a straight line behind him. You have the 2 middle linebackers and your nose tackle. But what I love is how they execute it. They hit the hole so hard.
Omari's going to go under center. They'll run the wishbone. Here it is. Oh, they reverse it to Washington, and he's going to get spun around back at the 6. And they, I think, just tried to get Ola sleeping a little bit, and they didn't buy it, and they got all over Josh Washington on the reverse play.
Yeah, that was a great play by the backside corner, just staying at home and playing his safety position, and was able to get Josh Washington enough that the rest of the group could get there.
Now I think you go right back to just run it behind Cam Cody and company to the left. That's what they do. Bubba Frazier straight ahead inside the 4 down to the 2 again.
Yeah,
it'll
do that
be 3rd
one more
down
time,
and
and
goal.
it's a touchdown. All right, conversation time now, Kevin. If they stop this, you take the field goal, go up 2 scores.
I think he goes 2 possessions.
Yeah.
Out of the wishbone again. Same play. Bubba Frazier straight ahead. Tried to jump over. Did he get there?
I think they're going to mark him short.
They're going to mark him short at the inch line.
Oh, my goodness. It could not be any closer.
I mean, you're a credit card away from getting in. And I think if this is no knock on Amari, if you had Steven Cannon at 6'4", no brainer.
All right, BC looks like they're going to stay out there.
They're going to go for it. They're lining up quick out of that wishbone. Amari goes under center. Here's the snap. He's going to go ahead. They'll push him in. Amari burst with the touchdown.
Where's the signal?
I mean, he's laying in the end zone. There it is, touchdown. And the Cadets extend that lead. And the Ola faithful, who have seen this team go 11-0, a couple of them getting up, heading to the seats. It's a little cold out here.
And that time, just the Philadelphia Eagles push right there, like you see with Jalen Hurts so often. They got in behind their quarterback and shoved him into the end zone, and I think the coach is upset about it.
So here is Connor Ferguson for the point after. And now Ola, who, again, I don't think they're going to have to do it on the ground and get chunk plays. And the kick is good. Connor Ferguson, 28-14, our score. We're coming right back. This is Cadets football, built by Islands Ace Hardware.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
Welcome back here to Ola High School. Cadets up 2 scores. 28 unanswered by the Cadets, including Christian Gokel, outscoring Ola 21-0 here in the third.
And it's just, you knew, we talked about before the game that they were going to come out and give you their best shot, right? This is such an important, historic game for this team, these fans, the city, and you knew they were going to come out and give you their A effort. BC kind of weathered the storm. They made a couple mistakes early, but now you've seen just kind of the tidal wave, 28 unanswered points for the Cadets since.
Here's Connor Ferguson right to left. He puts a huge foot into that one, and is it going to get to the end zone? Ooh, yes, it did barely.
Oh, man.
It hit at the 1 and thought maybe it was going to go over the pylon here. And it'll come out to the 20.
So now here's where I'm curious, Kevin. Do you feel like if you are the Mustangs, if you can stay in your base offense? Because what a lot of times you see happen is teams go down 2 scores, they panic, get outside of it, and you see either, hey, maybe it works, but 9 times out of 10, turnovers, and the tidal wave kind of starts.
I think you're still at the point for Ola, run your offense, but you need chunk plays. So they go back to Worley at the quarterback, and they'll give it inside. This is going to be Way, and he gets wrapped up by big Cam Cody, and that front group starting to move people. It's going to be 2nd down and 9.
And get off people is what they're starting to do. Cam Cody got off his block that time and able to wrap him up, no gain. And, Kevin, they're going back, huddling. Quarterback comes to the sideline again.
Well, I think this is one of those things, if you're used to doing it all year long, you can't just go no huddle, keep going, sprint package again. Out there. It's like, it's so hard when you get behind. And again, this is a team that, judging by their score, they haven't been behind a whole lot, at least not multiple scores, certainly. And now here's the snap. They'll run a little wide receiver jet sweep, and BC all over that. Larson Little with the tackle.
Yeah, better job by Isaiah Maxwell that time, and then I think or Isaiah Jones and Zach Maxwell that time, just combine them into one person. But a better job that time just standing up their blocks and waiting for the rest of the group to get there to kind of gang tackle. And again, Kevin, another long 3rd down here.
The 3rd down and 7 for Ola trying to go, and that's going to be it for the quarter. So we go to the 4th. Cadets up 2 scores, trying to hold on here in round number 2. This is Cadet football, built by Islands Ace Hardware.
Looking for authentic, traditional Southern cuisine for your next special event, reunion, wedding, or celebration in Savannah? For over 45 years, Barnes Restaurant is the most experienced, trusted caterer in all of Savannah. Groups 50 to 5,000. No event too big or small. Barnes does it all. Online at barnesrestaurant.com. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to Ola High School. Final 12 minutes. And for those of you just joining us, Cadets were down 14-0. And they have put up 28 unanswered, including 21 in the third quarter. And they lead at 28-14. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Ola from their own 22, really just inside the 23-yard line. And another big play here on 3rd down. And if you're the Cadets, if you're Galen House, the defensive coordinator, Christian, I mean, again, you know, outside of maybe a 10, 12-yard route, they cannot throw downfield.
Right.
And it's not that you shouldn't be wary, but I don't think have the quarterback to really consistently do that.
Got to feel like it's a screen here or a quick stop route.
So here's Worley. He motions everybody out. Here's throw back to the near side, and Zach Maxwell all over him, a yard short inside the sticks.
That should be a 4th down.
Yeah.
That official's been very generous with his spots.
Great tight coverage there by Zach Maxwell. So it'll be 4th and 1, and are they going to punt the football? No, they're going to go jumbo package here. So if they don't get it, great field position here for the Cadets. And, of course, I think everybody in the stadium knows what's about to happen. It's going to be Macklin Sanders running the football as he checks in.
And that was a better time, that time by Maxwell in coverage, but a better throw by the quarterback. But if you're the receiver, you got to get to the sticks.
Everybody jumboed up to the right. Macklin Sanders will take the snap. He'll run to the right. BC going to hit him. Does he get the second effort? They stood him up, and he's going to get it by about 6 inches across the 30.
Goodness.
Boy, there were maroon helmets flying everywhere. But again, Christian, if it takes that much effort to get 6 inches, it's going to take you forever to get down the field here. And I think Galen Housen will take his chances. You're not going to go 16 plays on me.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 plays here in the 4th quarter, and it's a minute off the clock.
And again, when you have to run all the way to the sideline to check in to get the play, it just takes a lot of time. Trips here to the near side, one up top. Cadets playing man coverage on the outside. They'll hand it off inside, and a yard, maybe 2. Isaiah Jones there to help Cam Cody. 3rd Scroggins out.
But I do love the coaching, and I love the play calling from Ola right now. Just stay within yourself. This drive is the only one that matters right now. You can't be thinking about saving time for other drives. This drive has to be perfect. Call your plays, and then trust that your defense can get the stop that they need.
Caden Worley puts trips here to the near side again. He's got Caden Way to his right, and he'll give it to Way. Way tries to bounce outside. Nothing doing. 3rd Scroggins stands him up.
Still.
Second effort.
Yeah.
Before Larson Little and JoJo Sutton, no, that's Makai Williams, cleans him up. It'll be 3rd down and about 5.
Yeah, you did
Make it 4, excuse me.
Did a better job defensively on the line, kind of caving it in right there and opening it up for your linebackers. Both inside linebackers get there, and they both get pushed back 4 yards.
And again, at about 2 minutes of first down here, the way it's going. Just keep fighting there on that defensive front for the Cadets. Here's Worley. He'll give it. This is Hudson on the inside. Cadets read that well. Second effort, going to get maybe a yard. It'll be 4th down and 3.
3rd down. Or 4th down, yeah.
They gave him 2 on the second effort. He needs the 41. The ball's at the 39. And they're going to bring Macklin Sanders back in here, and everybody in McDonough knows what's going to happen here.
Yeah, it's a little bit longer this time, though. It's about 2 yards. Last time it was a little inside a yard, and he barely got it.
Clock continues to melt away here for Ola, but BC more than content to let him do this. Everybody powered here to the left. I would imagine Macklin Sanders going to run it to the left. BC kind of cheating that way. Here he comes, and he's going to not get it.
Nope.
BC got great penetration. Who comes up off the bottom of that pile?
I think that was Larson Little that time.
Makai Williams. No, JoJo Sutton down there getting up off the bottom.
But Larson Little that time shot the edge and just kind of stonewalled the lead blockers right there. Now if you're BC, 8:52 to go in this ball game, you got a chance to put it to bed.
You're in 10 yards. You're in well within Connor Ferguson field goal range here. You're at the 39. So you feel like, and you're kicking into the wind, Christian, so you feel like don't turn the ball over. You're going to get points potentially of some kind here. Run your offense.
Work some clock.
Yep. 4 wides in the formation. Stanley Smart next to Amari Burse. No motion, Jack Ganem here to the near side. Amari going to throw it. Behind him. Was looking for Bubba Frazier.
I think they got tipped. And Bubba was wide open. They does a great job there. They motioned a man across the field, and it just left one corner on that side of the field about 8 yards off of Bubba Frazier. But a good job by the defensive end just getting his hands up. That's a really big stop.
And a lot of Mustang fans have seen enough, headed to the exits here. So 2nd down and 10. Thank you for AJ DePhillips. Just do something that runs the clock here. Out of the I formation, they'll run the toss sweep. Bubba Frazier, left side, turns a corner, 35, and gets close to the first down at the 30. Leans inside. They're going to say knee touched up at the 31, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 2. More importantly, that clock's going to keep rolling.
Yeah, just power eye right there. Toss sweep to Bubba Frazier, and a good job. It looked like Jack Ganem and John Lilly getting out front as the lead blockers on that one and allowing Bubba Frazier to get the edge. And, man, I get it's cold outside, but your team just went undefeated, and they're down 2 scores. There's 8 minutes left to go in the game. I don't know if this is the time to give up.
Double backs either side of Amari Burse here on 3rd and short. They'll snap it, give it inside. This is Bubba. He'll second effort should have the first down by the nose of the football.
And that's big for a couple reasons. I think that pretty comfortably gets you inside a field goal range for Connor, but also you now have 3 fresh rounds to run that clock.
And a few more Bronco fans or Mustang fans, head for the heat. Looking for some warm air. Clock rolls towards 7.5 to go in this one. Wishbone formation for the Cadets. And Amari Burse, it was fourth down.
Yeah.
I thought they had it. They're going to go for it. Amari clearly gets it. Still moving the pile, and now the scrum stops. Shades of Raven Gap, where they just let the scrum go on for days at a time.
We're talking about scrums. That's Wayne.
That
was a rugby match.
So it'll be 1st and 10 now for BC after they must have been short by the nose of the football. And Amari just plowed straight ahead. They've got John Lilly, a tight end, over to the left. They'll put Jack Ganem left to right in motion. Here's the snap. Amari counters back with Stanley Smart. Inside, Stanley's going to lean ahead. Before he's brought down, he'll get down to the 21-yard line. Give him a gain about 3.5 there on first down.
That time you took a play out of their book. Same play that they've been running all night, backside guard tackle pull, but that time the guard and the tackle that pulled tried to get up to the secondary instead of just sealing the linebackers right there. That could have gone a long, long ways, but you got to have discipline and find the guy that you're called to get.
And now BC in no hurry offensively. They'll walk it back up to the line. Still 20, 19, 18 on the play clock. And this is a mark of a good team where you can burn clock when you need to. 2nd down and 7. Here's Burse. He'll give it. Jack Ganem going to cut back inside the 20 and knock down.
Forward, man, for 6 yards.
They'll mark him up at the 17. And it'll be 3rd down and about 3. And I think if you're Danny Britt and company, you feel good. Now you're getting into chip shot field goal range. Maybe you run something towards the middle of the field. If you get a first down, great. If not, it's right down the middle for Connor Ferguson.
Yeah, I'm curious if you run this to where he feels comfortable kicking from. If you pick up the first down, great. If not, get it center of the field.
So here's Burse. He'll give it to Smart. They'll run it back to the left. He tries to cut inside. I don't think Stanley's going to get it. Maybe a yard. It'll be 4th and short.
That's a decision again.
But again, if you can kick a field goal here with under 5.5, there's 3 scores, and you know they just cannot go down. This protects against a busted play where all of a sudden it's a 1-score game too. And they're going to let Connor cover the rest of this. Out of the hold of Robert Leonard, they'll put it down on the 24-yard line. So a 34-yarder off the left hash for Connor Ferguson. The snap hold is good. Connor puts foot into it, and it is right down the middle. 31-14. Just inside 5 minutes to go. Christian Gokel, we're coming right back. This is Cadets football, built by Islands Ace Hardware.
You know, Christian, after a day of the hottest sports in town, sometimes you just gotta unwind.
Yeah, Kevin, and the perfect place to do it, Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings.
That's because Cool Vibes offers delicious pizza, wings, sandwiches, and salads, all with a Jamaican Caribbean island twist.
And the atmosphere is 100% kicked back. No worries, man.
Plus, they're the home of the Oxtail Pizza.
Cool Vibes Pizza, 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah. That's coolvibespizza.com. Cool with a K.
Come on and unwind at Cool Vibes.
Cadets tack on 3 more, and they lead at 31-14. And again, Christian, a championship effort from the Cadets here, especially in the second half. And again, we talked about that dichotomy. Ola got its first ever playoff win last week, and kind of the difference in climbing the mountain and knowing what it takes to be atop of the mountain.
Correct.
And you got a championship program effort out of BC in the second half. Pitching a shutout.
That one's in the goal stream.
Yep, and Connor Ferguson just blasts one out the back of the end zone. So 1st and 10 for Ola. And here's where, if you're Galen Houston, calling defense has got to be a lot of fun because they have to throw. They can't throw. And just tell 3rd and Cam Cody, go get somebody.
Yeah, and you got to be disciplined here, though. This is where you might see some screens, some stuff where they try to release some linemen downfield and bust a big one right here. Just discipline, and it's hard to turn it on when you haven't had to do it all night. So curious to see how BC approaches this one.
So this is Worley at quarterback, trips here to the left, one up top. Here's the snap, looking to throw. He'll throw it up the right side, has a receiver. It's going to be caught, out, and dropped. Is it a fumble? They haven't blown the whistle. And now they do. They're going to say incomplete. Well, that's one of those. It was either a catch or a fumble.
The backside official looked like he was playing that as a fumble, and he was going to let the guy on the play side make the decision. But, I mean, Kevin, high school, I think that's a catch.
That was Jacoby Parker, and he had his man beat.
Yeah, it's just a wheel route from the running back right there, just trying to get it to your best guy, and he made a great catch. I think it was a catch, and I think BC pulled that one out at the end. But, again, the officials conferred and say it's incomplete. In college, NFL, it's not a catch because you have to survive the ground. But that was close.
4.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. They'll motion the running back out. Here's the snap. Worley up the right side against Zach Maxwell. And Maxwell almost had an interception, knocked it away. And I think the flag comes from back official way late. You got to be kidding me. That was great coverage by Zach Maxwell. He was running step for step, got the head around, threw the arm up. I don't know. Again, we've seen
he ran the route for the defender and had a better play on the ball than the defender did. I mean, what's the call?
We've seen some blatant pass interference tonight.
Is it BC's indicating that it's on Ola?
Pass interference on defense. BC. Again, the back judge in the middle of the field is the one that threw it. The play happened on the far sideline, and the far sideline official did not throw it, nor the line judge over there.
So just a 15-yarder, bring it out to the 35. But still, man, I mean, if you're a coach, you're telling Zach Maxwell right now, don't do anything different. You played that perfectly. Only thing he could have done different is come up with the football.
We'll chat with Danny Britt.
That's 2 now, where that's don't really know what happened. The kickoff that BC recovered and stole a possession, and then that one. That's just.
Yeah, we'll chat with Danny Britt in the attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show once this one is over.
BC goes back to a 2-safety look.
Here's the snap, nowhere to go. Ball's thrown up in the air, incomplete. He got absolutely annihilated to Worley by some guy named Third Scroggins.
Yeah, he had a double clutch there because BC blew up the screen, and Third Scroggins got through his block in just a couple of moves. But BC, again, has made the adjustment now, very similar to what they did last week against Southwest DeKalb. Estabrook and Micaiah Williams are back deep, about 15 yards, just playing 2 high safeties. Now if they try to run those routes to the outside, the lobs, those guys can go help over the top.
So 2nd down and 10. And again, the formation has not changed this entire drive. Trips to the near side, one receiver up top, they motion the back out. And Worley looking. There's maroon helmets everywhere. He's going to throw it up, and almost another interception for Zach Maxwell. Knocks it away, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, that play was made by Larson Little. They kind of motioned into a diamond formation at the bottom of the field there, and they wanted to run a quick screen and get some blockers out in front. But Larson Little, playing man coverage, just sprinted, and when the ball was snapped, was across the line of scrimmage covering that guy. So that's a great play by the inside linebacker, covering about 15, 20 yards in a hurry.
Again, a chilly night here in McDonough, Georgia at Ola High School, to say the least. But the heat has been cranked up by the Cadets here in the second half. They lead at 31-14 after falling behind 14-0. Here's the snap. This is Worley looking. He'll wind it up, throw it up the right sideline, and it's going to be almost intercepted. Isaiah Jones in coverage knocks it away, and it'll bring up 4th down and 10, and Ola's going to have to go for it.
Yeah, that time you had 3 BC Cadets over there and just one receiver. It's just a lob and a prayer right now, and it's the reality. When you're a totally one-dimensional football team and you try to go to that other dimension, it's usually pretty ugly.
So 4th in the season here for Ola. As if BC gets this back, I would imagine they're going to try to burn up the last 4 minutes of this ball game. Now they'll go to 5 wides, empty backfield here on 4th and 10. From the Ola 35, here's the snap. Worley looking, all kinds of time. Now steps up in the pocket. He's going to be sacked. And, yep, you guessed it. 3rd Scroggins keeps working and brings him down, and that'll turn the ball over on downs. And 3rd's been a man possessed here in the second half. And BC going to take over in plus territory again, up 3 scores.
How apropos. I mean, just the state sack leader coming up with a big play right there to really kind of put this one to bed. BC now can really run some clock, make Ola eat up their timeouts, and with 3:52 and a 3-score lead right now, it's just about picking up a couple of first downs and put this one away. But just, you mentioned it before that last drive, Kevin. When you have to be a kind of one dimension kind of offense, BC can pin their ears back. That's a dangerous place to be.
Out of the flex bone here. Burst checking with his lineman. They'll take the snap ahead with Stanley Smart, who cuts back inside. Stanley, 15, first down inside the 25, rather, down to the 22, and that's a 12-yard gain on first down. BC Brothers moving the chains, first down.
Yeah, that's going to be another 40 seconds to clock that BC can eat up right there. You do that a couple more times, and that's it. But great blocking up front, especially by the interior offensive lineman, center, and the 2 guards. Just a gut play right there. Stanley Smart just had to make one guy miss, and it was a first down.
They'll stay in that same formation. And I'd imagine BC's going to flex bone this all the way, the rest of the way, unless they get to a victory formation. And they're just going to let this burn down. Omari gets under there. Still 10 on the play clock. They'll snap the football straight ahead. Stanley Smart. He'll bounce to the right before he gets turned around. And now things getting a little chippy. Oh, Jacoby Ward just picked somebody up and turned him sideways.
I think he's trying to peel a couple of his guys off of people.
So he's 2nd down. And who's that coming up hobbling?
It's a quarterback. Or no, it's Stanley Smart. Yeah. I think at this point.
And he's going to go down. And now is where, if you're Danny Britt, AJ DePhillips, like, just get me another first down and we'll kneel on it.
Well, I think at this point you pull 12 and say, hey, great job out there. We got some other guys that can tote the rock from here.
And Stanley is down. He was holding the ankle. And hopefully just a little.
Yeah,
it's cold and
you're going one way, and then a defender starts pushing you back the other way, and you're falling over your own guys. Doesn't feel great.
Again, Danny Britt will join us coming up on the Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show, and we'll look ahead to what's to come next week. Again, BC would play the winner of Blessed Trinity and. Who was it they were playing? I kept saying Jackson. You said, no, that's not correct. Jonesboro. And Blessed Trinity up in the Roswell area. And they are the number 1 seed out of their region. Second down and 7.
Blessed Trinity up 22-7 right now in the fourth quarter.
So day after Thanksgiving, Metro Atlanta area once again. Here's a Ron Mallard coming here to the near side. Ron turns the corner, lowers the boom at about the 16 before he's dropped, and it'll be third down and short. And now Ola going to use those timeouts. Can't take them with you to 2025, so they're going to start using those timeouts.
Yeah, Ron Mallard lowered the boom, but he kind of got boomed. He tried to deliver the hit, and he got bumped back a couple of yards there. So I appreciate him sticking his nose in there.
So Ola coaches, again, coaching to the bitter end here. You're trying to get the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, miracles can't happen unless you give your team a chance to make them happen.
Another first down ought to do it, you would think, even with those 2 timeouts. Obviously, you got 3 more. You got 3 more in your back pocket if you want them with Connor Ferguson. I think you'd rather not have your defense go back out there, though.
Right.
And again, Christian, what else can you say other than why are programs that Danny Britt and others like him have put together so hard to beat is because they're never down, they're never out, and you got to put up a championship effort to beat them. And tonight, good programs, good teams, and that's what BC did what good programs and good teams do, and that's make the second half adjustments and dominate the ball game.
Yeah, against teams like BC, you have to put the nail in the coffin. You can't let them keep breathing, and that's what happened today.
Here's Mallard off the right side. Is going to get down to the 15. He's going to be about 2 yards short, and Ola's going to take another timeout here with 2:13 to go.
But you came out and you had all the momentum, did Ola, and you're up and down the field on BC. You bust a big touchdown run. BC can't get a whole lot going on offense, but then you never make the next adjustment. You just kind of kept going back to the same thing over and over and over again, and you just can't do that against that team. You have to have plan B, C, and D, and that you've seen that with Benedictine tonight. Plan A didn't work offensively. You had other options to go to in this one, and again, when you have a team that's won state championships in the not-too-distant past, and they're one of the premier programs in the state, when you have them on the ropes, you got to knock them out. You got to get that next score that really puts it out of reach, and they just didn't do that.
So now BC, they're just going to go for it. If you don't get it, Ola will take over about their 15.
And if you do get it, you can pretty much run the clock.
So here come the Cadets out of the timeout. Ola can only stop it one more time. And they're going to go wishbone. It's going to be Bubba Frazier and those linebackers back there. That's Larson Little and Colby Brennan. And as Danny Britt and A.J. DePhillips called a little throwback to old school BC football with that wishbone formation we've seen the last 2 weeks. And now Danny Britt wants a timeout.
Can't take him with you.
I wonder if that's the discussion of part of you's like, just kick the field goal and get our offense off the field, but you also up 3 scores, don't necessarily have to put Third Scroggins and company back out there on defense either.
Yeah, and it keeps you at 3 scores, so there's not really a huge advantage for going for it.
But what a win it's going to be, Christian. 31 unanswered points by BC.
Yeah, I think it could have been a little bit more lopsided. Again, you had a possession that you stole, and I guess you do get the ball back on the next play, but it would have been on your side of the field. So it's just it's the most impressive win of this season, and I might say it's the most impressive win of the last couple of seasons, just the situation you're in. Your road dogs coming in against a team that's undefeated, and we talked about just the magnitude of this game for this program, and you get down 14-0 early and nobody blinked. You come back, make it 14-7 at halftime, and then the deluge begins here in the third quarter.
21-point third quarter for BC. They are going to kick this with Connor Ferguson. And we can ask Coach about that, why kick it here at the end, but my guess is you can get most of your defensive starters out, and Connor's going to drive it right through there and good. That would be a 32-yarder right down the middle for Connor Ferguson, and it's 34-14 BC. But again, you don't have to play third Scroggins, Cam Cody, and some of those guys on defense
Right.
here the last 2 minutes. Get some guys some experience and go warm up the bus. Please, if somebody's listening, warm up the bus.
Warm it up.
For the love of God, warm up the bus. As the Cadets have just totally dominated here in this second half.
No, we're good. We're nice and warm.
2:06 to go here in this one for the Cadets. Put another W in the bed. And then we'll head to Blessed Trinity, it would appear, Christian Gokel, right?
Yeah.
Friday after Thanksgiving in the Roswell metro Atlanta area.
According to Harrison Reno there on Twitter from UGAsports.com, up in that area. They're up 22-7 there in the fourth quarter.
Ware County out of this region just getting absolutely hammered tonight.
Yeah, North Oconee, man, they haven't gotten all the way there yet with the state title, but, man, they're one of those programs year after year after year.
And Connor's going to kick it in the end zone. And North Oconee, a team that BC is very familiar with. They had to make the trip to Savannah a couple of times. In the Cadets, I believe, in the Cadets back-to-back championship years, beat North Oconee both
twice.
times. Yeah.
They played 3 times in 2 years, once in the regular season and once in the playoffs.
So 2:06 to go here in the ball game. We'll have our Stacked Firewood Defensive Player of the Game in the post game. We'll also have our Cool Vibes Pizza Player of the Game, and you got Jameer Lee and some others in there on defense. Still some of the starters out there.
Yeah, both safeties are out there. Your starting corners are out there.
You got Marquis Williams in.
For Isaiah Jones, yeah.
It looks
the nickel. Oh, no, Isaiah Jones in there too.
So here's the snap. Over the middle. Oh, just maroon helmets everywhere. Incomplete over the middle. I think Jameer Lee.
Oh, third's still in there.
Who else got back there? John Lilly, I think, was getting back there.
Just collapse in the pocket right there.
Again, pass pro, not their forte.
Yeah, I think you've gone to a dime formation. Larson Little off the field. You bring in Williams at the nickel spot.
No, Larson's still out there.
Or, excuse me, Colby Brennan out on the field.
Yeah, Larson kind of the one true
but
linebacker
going
right now.
6 defensive backs.
So 2nd and 10, 2:01 to go in the ball game. Here's the snap. And stepping up in the pocket, they'll shovel pass it forward, and Cadets there to recover Jameer Lee. And who was that? Isaiah Jones again, gain of about 5. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and a really nice job there, just staying at home. And if you're going to give up something, give it up over the middle because you can make the tackle inbounds, keep that clock rolling. And again, you see just the disadvantage of having to have your quarterback run to the sideline. 20 seconds come off from the time that play ended to the next snap. Just the math doesn't work right there.
5 wide receivers in the formation, empty backfield for Ola here on 3rd down. Worley looking and throws underneath. It's going to be caught and brought down immediately. Who was that with the tackle? I think it was Larson Little. Nope, Zach Maxwell in coverage.
And the quarterback has a good arm, and I thought Kevin a really nice job of stepping up in the pocket right there as a Mustang's down injured, it looks like. But he did a good job of kind of elevating up into the pocket. That's where the space is typically, and delivered a strike. And when he's had a chance to throw the ball, we saw a really nice pass on the slot fade a little bit earlier in the game. But the problem is, Kevin, and you see this with Benedictine, Stephen Cannon goes down. You put Amari Burst in there. He's your backup quarterback. You can become a 90-10 team too, where you're just running, never throwing the football. But if you never let your quarterback throw the football on the run of play, and then you ask them to do it when he has to, you're asking a lot of somebody who's just not in rhythm there. And that's kind of what we've seen here. And same with the offensive line. If you don't pass pro a lot, and then all of a sudden the defensive line knows you're going to be in pass pro, it's just hard to find that rhythm there. But again, this is a program that's building right here in Ola, and I think that's one of the lessons they'll probably take away from this one is you can't just have plan A.
Again, a fantastic season for the Mustangs. Got to come to an end here in the next minute 8 after the Cadets just put on a clinic here in the second half. I don't know that Ola's had more than 1 or 2 first downs here in the second half.
Couple via penalties.
Trips here to the near side. Twins up top. Empty backfield. Here's Worley looking. He'll wind up, throw it over the middle. It's going to be caught. And into BC territory it goes, down at the 40. And a nice just slant route over the middle.
I'm telling you, the kid can sling it. Man coverage right there. His receiver got inside leverage there on Isaiah Jones, and he put it right on the money.
That was Markel Joinville for Ola.
Problem is, you're down 20 points with 54 seconds to go.
And BC's playing soft coverage, obviously. They'll trade up yards for a minute all night long here. And here's another pass over the middle, and that's Joinville. Just couldn't come down with it.
Same play.
Isaiah Jones in coverage.
Yeah, same play there, just flipped the formation and delivered another really nice pass, but that time Isaiah Jones kind of ran the route with the receiver.
$40 more seconds to go, and the Cadets will be moving on to the third round. And you see disappointment and heartbreak here on the Ola sideline against senior class. Made some history. Undefeated regular season, won a playoff game for the first time in school history.
Well, it's the good and the bad of having a good program that you only get this disappointment if your program's had this kind of year.
Here's the snap on 2nd and 10.
Oh, my goodness.
Looking Worley, and he's trying to get away from third, just throws it up incomplete. And they're going to throw a flag.
Yeah,
is that going to be roughing the quarterback?
Yeah, I think they're going to say third slung him to the ground, but, I mean, he weighs twice as much as the dude. I don't know if he could have been much nicer on that one. And the quarterback let go of the ball while he was bringing him to the ground.
They're going to mark this off against BC.
I guess.
So that'll move the ball down inside the BC 30 with just 33 seconds left, rushing the passer on third. Scroggins.
Do want to give a shout out. Strong contingent of Cadets fans over there, a couple hundred, I'd say, on the opposing sideline there, Kevin. Nice to see that just maroon train keeps rolling up to Atlanta.
Going to get the frequent driver miles wearing out I-16 and I-75 here.
You ain't lying. We're going to need a tire sponsor.
So here's the snap. Worley looking. He'll throw it up here the near side, and it's going to be Marquis Williams. Broke it up.
Oh, I think, yeah, that hurts. It hurts because you don't get the interception, but I heard his fingers hit that football from up here, and he's still down. Oh, it's cold.
And you got the helmet off.
Yeah, it just hurts. I think, so he went up. The ball kind of floated, I think, again in the wind. And he kind of misjudged the ball there.
I don't know if the receiver clipped him on the way by, not on purpose, obviously, but just they were going for the ball, and it maybe just caught him in a weird spot.
I mean, he got a double time there. I think he's cramping up on the left leg, but also you just saw him kind of clenching that right hand over and over again. That's the one he went up for, and you could just hear the ball hit straight fingers. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what the temperature is. That hurts.
So, yeah, cramp. They're going to help him off. He's getting a little help with walking.
It's like, coach, just put me on the bus, man, where it's warm.
That's right. It'll be a nice, cozy bus ride back for the Cadets, that's for sure, after our dub. They will improve to 7-4 on the season in the next 25 seconds. And again, we'll hope to have, we will have Coach Britt after he talks to his team up here, and we'll all make a beeline towards the bus ASAP to get
Coach,
warmed up.
How's the game? Thanks, Coach. See ya.
And again, catch more with Coach, with Christian Gokel every Thursday lunchtime.
Yeah, we got at least 2 more of them now.
At Bowtie Barbecue. Every Thursday at noon. Here's the snap.
We might have to talk about this Thursday.
And here's the pickoff at the end zone. This is going to be Mekhi Williams. He'll run it out the 10, 15, 20. Mekhi up the left side and still going, and runs out of bounds at about the 32-yard line with 11 seconds left. And now the best formation in football, Christian Gokel, and you'll get out of here and on to the third round.
Yeah, Danny Britt just hitting the, hey, get down, get down, get down. You know, Mekhi wanted to take that for another touchdown, but just walked in and delivered the ball to his coach on the sideline there. That was pretty cool.
And again, a lot to talk about with Coach Britt, I imagine. Going to have a lot to say about his offensive line, who in the second half just started moving people.
Right. And it just, I think that's a big part of it. I think the execution from Amari Burris, he delivered some strikes in this football game. After last week where the offense was just anemic, your quarterback really stepped up in this one. A lot of players made really big plays in this one.
Victory formation, and Burris will knee it up, and that will do it for Benedictine and Ola. Cadets 34 unanswered points. They win at 34-14. Danny Britt jogging across the field to shake hands with Ola. And a heck of a season for the Mustangs. But the Cadets have had a heck of a season, and it's going to continue at Blessed Trinity up in Roswell next week.
And just an unbelievable performance to go down 14-0 on the road and come back and score 34 unanswered points, 27 in the second half. It's the most impressive win of this season, and it shows the resiliency of this team.
And again, Christian, against a team that runs the football and eats clock.
Yep.
And as you said, they did not flinch at all, and they get out of here with a 34-14 win over Ola. We'll come back. We will have the Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show. This is Cadets football, built by Islands Ace Hardware.
The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBC Sports.
Have I prepared enough? There'll be unexpected turns. When things get tough, I need to stick to the game plan. No regrets. I'm ready. Are you? Get ready. Contact Abel's Iron On Moore & Associates today and see why they are different. Because nobody ever wishes they'd saved less for retirement.
At Benedictine alumni-owned Stacked Firewood Delivery, we're all about the best premium firewood, conveniently delivered in manageable stacks at the right price. We're talking kiln-dried, pest-free firewood. You see, our custom stack is equal to about 10 fires. Choose oak, cherry, hickory, or mixed hardwoods. Stacked Firewood Delivery. Go to stackedwood.com. That's stackedwood.com.
Welcome back here to the Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show. Cadets win it 34-14 over Ola. And they improved to 7-4 on the season. And we'll go to Blessed Trinity next week for round 3 of the playoffs Friday after Thanksgiving. And I hope you'll join us here on WatchBCSports.com for that ball game as well, as the Cadets, again, behind 14-0, come back and put up 34 unanswered points tonight in a just gallant effort by this Cadets football team. And again, got behind, and Christian, a championship effort from a championship program tonight in BC. And I think people say, well, what difference does it make year to year? A team that's been to the semifinals 5 straight years in a row, or 4 straight years ago,
sure,
hoping for 5. What difference does that make? I think we saw what difference it makes. You never waver, and you put forth that effort, especially in the second half, and put this ball game away.
100%, Kevin. And you look at the beginning of this game, and it was just emotion and physicality there, really, from Ola's sideline. BC was getting pushed around, but it's the never waver kind of mentality. These guys have been through so much and have played in so many different environments. You've played at Buford this year. You've gone up against a few different state champions this year in Ware County and Perry, and you played against a great Warner Robins team. And it's just those experience stacked on top of hitting the road last week and stacked on top of, as you said, years of state championship wins and playoff experience. It's just you don't blink because you've been there before. It's so hard, and the game's so fast, and it's so different when you get to this time of the year because everybody's just playing with their hair on fire. But when you have experience and you've done it time and time again, it kind of allows you to settle down. It's the third season, and it's a season that BC has a lot of experience in.
And again, so much to say about this team. Galen Houston, again, second half effort defensively. What do you say? Special teams tried to get you a couple of possessions stolen there in the second half. Offensively, you didn't miss a beat in the second half. I don't know that you punted at all in the second half. We're able to put points up on all of your drives. So a flawless second half for as much as you would say they had a lot of things to correct in the first half. Pretty flawless in the second half.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it wasn't so much schematic. It was just execution. And they came out and they were pulling those backside guards and tackles, and they were really pushing you around on the field. And it was just guys shooting gaps instead of staying in their gaps. And it was linebackers overcommitting to the outside instead of reading and reacting and flowing to the hole that they're supposed to go to. And that really got corrected in the second half. You didn't see the 8-9 yards at a time. It was more 2 or 3 yards at a time, and they just didn't let them break the big one. And I thought, Kevin, coming out of the locker room, getting that stop and then scoring was just – it was the momentum. And then obviously Bubba Frazier taking a slant route about 60 yards was kind of the straw that I think broke the camel's back right there. So Galen Houston, I thought the thing that he did really well was not changing. He just kept coaching up his guys instead of trying to put them in a bunch of different positions. The reality is these are high school football players. If you put too much on their plate, this is at any level, but specifically when you're 16, 17 years old, if you put too much on their plate, you're going to be it's paralysis by analysis. And if you just keep calling your defense and allowing them to go out there and play and not think, you get the results that you saw tonight.
Christian, a lot to get to here in the post game. We'll talk with Danny Britt after this one in just a little bit, but let's start with our Stacked Firewood defensive player of the game, which we do each and every week, and we appreciate Stacked Firewood being with us all season long, recognizing the defensive excellence week in and week out. I mean, last week, a number of places you could have gone, a number of places you could go this week. But again, I think I know where you're going to go.
Yeah.
When the game was on the line, one dude kind of showed up and showed out.
So Stacked Firewood, defensive player of the game, obviously presented to us by Stacked Firewood, owned by a good friend and BC alumni, Josh Mallard. He played on the defensive line for the Cadets back in the day, and so that's where I'm going tonight. It was Third Scroggins, and it started with something we talked about before the game. He's going to have to do some stuff that's not the premier flashy stuff. It's setting the edge, and it's wrapping up and making tackles on running backs who are hitting you in the mouth. And in the second half, BC really started to do that. We saw a couple of drives where he was able to come out and just eat alive his tackle, set that edge, and he made the play to stop the run. And then in the fourth quarter, when they had to go to a pass formation, he showed why he's the state's leading sack artist. I mean, he's unbelievable. It's so violent when you see him come around the edge, collapsing that side. It's just, you kind of feel scared for the quarterback. You're like, throw it away. But it's just, it's you see why Miami and Mario Cristobal want him so bad, and why it's just such a coveted recruit that's coming out of Savannah and is going to be playing some big time football at the college level. And tonight he showed why.
So the Third Scroggins, our Stacked Firewood defensive player of the game. That brings us to our Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game. Player of the game for tonight. Christian, who you got?
I think it's got to be Bubba Frazier. We talked about it over and over and over again, that he's the guy that we were waiting on to hit the home run, and he finally did it. And again, he's – sorry, we're being yelled at. Give us 10 minutes. Let's go to break.
We'll come back. We'll chat with Danny Britt and more here on the Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Welcome back in. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties, some people trying to unplug the power, but we got to get to the Danny Britt interview. But but just wrapping it up on Bubba Frazier, we were waiting for him to hit a big-time play for the last, it seems like 6 or 7 weeks, and he finally hit that tonight, and he was unbelievable running the football. Took a couple snaps at quarterback, but just that slant route, you saw why so many people wanted him to come play wide receiver for
Absolutely. We have Coach Britt, who's made the trek up here on a cold night in McDonough. Coach was talking about all the extra layers and things you were doing before the game to stay warm, and took y'all a minute to get warmed up, but my goodness, 34 unanswered points tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. We came out in the second half and did what I felt like we could have done the whole game, what I was anticipating doing, and we just didn't. We just haven't started strong, and I don't know what I got to do to change that, but I'll take it. We ended up doing what I thought we could do.
And Coach, you come right out of the locker room. You try to steal a possession there right out of the locker room, which you almost did, but you get a quick change of possession and you go down and score and tied it up, and you guys just didn't even look back after that point.
Yeah, I felt like once we got that momentum, it was on. We were kind of rolling downhill. We were running the ball downhill, and I know that Bubba hit Bubba on the slant, right?
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, wasn't a whole lot of completions. We were just kind of pounding the ball.
I was going to say you have to look at the tape, but I know that's something you've talked with us about all season long is, hey, I really need that offensive line to get after somebody. And tonight it felt like maybe, I don't say it for the first time all year, but they really came out and said, we're going to dominate this game. We saw Jacoby Ward he doesn't usually have that emotion, but He was kind of getting pumped up, fired up, and it seemed like those guys up front really started moving people off the ball.
It looked like it, and I have to watch the tape, but we definitely had to be, because we were running the ball. We were getting 4 or 5 yards at will for a minute there.
Coach, defensively, what can you say about those guys? They've really come together as a unit. The team was just Ola trying to blow you off the ball, and then you make some of those adjustments, and I don't think the second half they got more than 2 or 3 first downs on you.
Yeah, they couldn't move the ball. Galen does a great job with adjustments, and I think we had to adjust from playing last week's type team to them, and they came out. It was a good game plan to kind of pound us there, and they did for a minute, and they got tired, and we just kept striking.
And again, I imagine once you knew they had to pass, it was Third Scroggins' time, and you knew he was going to get after him.
Yeah, it was a little bit crazy. Yeah. We knew once, okay, they're going to have to throw it. We just went to, played cover 6 and, 2 high safeties, man under, and let third and Cameron and those guys get after it.
Coach Christian and I talked about this. This seemed like the type of win where Ola won their first playoff game in school history last week.
Right.
Y'all, of course, have had a lot of success. This seemed like that dichotomy where it's like you didn't panic, you didn't get frustrated, and you guys came out and kind of did what good championship type teams and programs do, which is come out, stay within yourself, and then take over the ball game.
Yeah, that's what we kept talking about. There was no panic at halftime. We were just like, guys, here's the deal. It's right here in front of us. We should go out and physically beat this team, just physically beat them. And we got to decide if we want to do it or not. And, I asked them, do you want to do it, or y'all ready to pack it in? And they were like, no, Coach, collectively they were just screaming, no, Coach, that's not what we want. We can do this. And they came out and did it. So very proud of them.
Well, Coach, Thanksgiving next week. Obviously, the old saying in Georgia high school football, you practice on Thanksgiving. You're having a good run of it, and You guys will be practicing on Thanksgiving again.
Yeah, that's great. We that's the tradition at BC. We've done it for a very long time, and I don't plan on stopping. So very proud of that, and it's exciting. It's fun because there's no school, and they just come in, and they, it's exciting because you're in round 3. We've come to love Atlanta. It's the second home, so we'll just keep making our weekly trips to Atlanta, it looks like.
I was going to say, just wearing out I-16 and 75 for a couple more weeks, and you'll be in Mercedes-Benz. But, Coach, hey, we appreciate the time. Everybody go get warmed up, and we'll enjoy the bus ride home.
All right, thank you.
Coach Danny Britt joining us here on the postgame show as the Cadets win and move on to round number 3. Christian Gokel, as we put a point on this ball game, just as he said, hey, there was no panic. We come out and do what we do, and you see the end result.
Yeah, and I think, again, it goes back to the coaching. There weren't any adjustments that had to be made. It's just, hey, do your job. And once BC started doing their job, you kind of saw the avalanche there in the second half.
So that'll do it for us here, the Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show here from Ola. The temperatures are dropping, but the spirits are up as the Cadets are on to the third round. Christian Gokel will get more information about the Danny Britt show this week. It's obviously
probably not
Thursday. Is Thanksgiving, so stay tuned to watch VC Sports, our social media channels, for when that that show will be this week at lunchtime, but we will certainly talk to you then. And it looks like Blessed Trinity coming up next Friday night on the docket for the cadets in the Roswell area. I'm taller than Christian Gokel now. Have a great evening, and we will see you next time here on Watch BC Sports.
When pigs fly, Kevin.